Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome in. My name is Pixel, and we are Ages of Ainor. Oh, Miss Nikki, thank you for that gifted sub. Well, we are Ages of Ainor. My name is Pixel, and welcome to the probably action-packed 6th episode of Ages of Ainor presents the Siege of Castle Rend. I will be your dungeon master this evening as we continue our adventures in Bedegar. We will be playing an adventure by MCDM from their book Strongholds and Followers called The Siege of Castle Rend. As always, we're going to get into the game here in just a few minutes, but before we do, we're going to go over sort of our usual housekeeping things. First things first, for folks in chat, try to remember when we move on to the map screens in the stream that you are seeing the DM perspective, and you may see things on my screen that the players don't see and don't know about. So try not to spoil those things. If there's monsters in the next room or an ancient red dragon about to tear the roof off the castle and eat the party's face, try not to give that away in chat, since some of the cast may have chat pulled up and they may be trying to interact with you from time to time as we go on through the stream. Secondly, please remember that D&D is a complex game with a lot of rules, and we are also improvising a story together as a group in real time, so we may play fast and loose with the rules, or we may change things in the adventure if you know this adventure. We may forget specific rulings entirely, and I may make some stuff up on the fly, and it may be wrong. So if you know a ruling and we're kind of like casting about trying to remember what that ruling is, feel free to put that in chat. We will happily try and pick up on that, but please be aware, if the moment passes and we get something wrong, don't lose your mind. It's not that big a deal. We're not going to go back and fix it. We'll just try to get it right next time, hopefully. Because for us, the story is always a little bit more important than the raw mechanics. So, thirdly, we want to keep this space as open and welcoming a place as we can to the extent that that is possible on the internet. So we do try to keep that internet toxicity to a minimum. We will not be putting up with anyone being abusive or hateful in chat, whether that's to other viewers, whether that's to players on stream, regarding things like character choices, knowledge of the game or the rules, anything else about them as people or their identity, any of that nonsense. We have a no tolerance for people trolling on that shit here. I doubt that's going to be a problem. It's never been a problem here before, but we always want to be upfront with what kind of dynamic we are trying to foster here. And finally, for new folks in chat today, want to go over just a couple of the channel point things and how you can interact with us. I know we have some folks that are probably popping in from the Bonus Mom TikTok who may not have been here before, so we just want to kind of touch on these things for you so that you know how they work. So the ways that you can impact the game here at Ages of Ainor, at least for our current campaigns using channel points, are as follows. First, and most expensive, you can interact with the stream by spending channel points to grant a player inspiration. So in addition to sort of DM inspiration, each player has a kind of slot for chat inspiration. You can spend channel points to indicate a player you would like to give inspiration to, and as long as they don't already have chat inspiration, they can take that inspiration from you guys and save it up to use it on a roll that they really need to go well. So each player can only have one DM inspiration and one chat inspiration at a time. We will try to keep everyone up to date on who kind of does and doesn't have inspiration when we do character intros here in a minute, so you don't actually try to send it to someone who already has it. And then the second way that you can interact with the stream is slightly less expensive, but you can spend channel points to allow a player to roll a hit dice and gain that many hit points. There are a few caveats to this. Each player can only gain this bonus once per stream, and they cannot be used to bring an unconscious player back to consciousness from 0 hit points. So if a PC is unconscious and someone grants them a hit dice, they will get to spend that hit dice and add it to their HP the next time they regain hit points, whether that's from healing or just from the amount of time it takes them to regain hit points, provided that they don't die. So if a character gets hit and it goes over their maximum, or sorry, if a character gets a hit dice and it goes over their maximum HP, they can add the remainder as temp HP. Although remember, players, you can only have one source of temp HP at a time. So if any of your spells and abilities, such as False Life or such as the Twilight Cleric, Twilight Pool or whatever it is, grant temp HP, you do have to choose which source of HP you're going to go with. And take the new one or the old one. They don't stack. So hopefully that all wasn't too confusing. If you're new here and that went over your head, don't worry about it. Just watch and enjoy the show. I'm sure it will make sense as we go. And then final reminder, we do release the show on YouTube after each episode during the following week. So if you miss an episode or have to miss like part of an episode, don't fret. Don't worry about it. You can still catch it after the fact. The VOD stays up on Twitch for like 2 weeks. And then we try to release the episode on YouTube within 3 to 5 days after it airs, something like that. So, and then finally, last thing before we get started, I would like to have us go around and cast. If you would please introduce ourselves, remind us of your characters, and where all we can find you on the internet before we begin. So, let's start with the inestimable Bonus Mom. Also, Beast, you have inspiration from Skull Killer. Sorry, Bonus Mom, go ahead.
Hey. Good evening, everybody, kiddos. So yes, I'm Bonus Mom, and I just adopt all the people in the chat and all the folks that are enjoying, hopefully, what I'm doing on TikTok. So it's great to be here tonight. I am playing Perdita, who is a tabaxi and is a bit of a chubby tabaxi, actually. And I am a rogue, and I have lots of secrets, and I hope to give away some of my secrets tonight. I do have chat inspiration. No, I do not have chat inspiration. My beloved DM has granted me an inspiration. I want to take 30 seconds to thank the person on the TikTok who is making wonderful new dice for me. DM, what's his name? Help me out. Billion
Bogfather?
No. Yeah, Bogfather.
Yeah, the billions or something was the balloon man.
Who made my whole personage out of balloons. Yeah, so thank you for all those great things everyone is doing. I love it.
Delightful. Jacob. I was about to say Soren, but I caught myself. Jacob.
Right, I'm a real person with hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jacob. I play Soren Fairtalon, who is not a real person. He is an owl cleric, namely a Twilight cleric. I have nothing to plug. I'm so happy to be here. I hope you all enjoy the show.
Excellent. And Mackenzie.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. Not sure if I'm a real person. I'll get on that soon. I play Farron Naraf. It's so good to be here. It's been a long 3 weeks.
Indeed it has. It's been a pretty eventful and crazy 3 weeks. Beast, are you there? For folks that don't know, Beast is feeling a little under the weather, doing his best to be with us tonight. I, for the moment, am going to skip him, and we will come back when he re-arrives.
But do the owl person and the Genasi have chat inspiration?
That is a good question.
I do have chat inspiration. And Farron, let me pull up Farron's sheet. Farron does not have chat inspiration.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
so
Jumping past
sorry.
it. No, that's fine. Do what you got to do. I let everyone know that you were not feeling the greatest. So if you got a
Yes.
bump,
So
that'll
for
be
my intro, I'll just get it out of the way. I'm recovering from COVID. I don't know if I can say that out loud on stream or not.
whatever. What's Bezos going to do? Come in here and stop me himself?
Right. So I'm Beast. I play Roz Hiskers. And Roz, if this is the first time you're meeting Roz this stream, they will be uncharacteristically quiet. But I hope you enjoy and get into it. And we're happy to have you here.
Wonderful. Jesse.
Hi, I am Jesse. I am playing Silas. As of today, I am Vacation Silas, as I just got a bunch of new Hawaiian shirts, and I'm having fun with those. The 13th episode of my Naruto Abridged series is coming out very soon as we can get around YouTube copyright. But it shall be up As soon as I can get it. Other than that, I do not have chat inspiration, and as always, I'm happy to be here, and I've been loving bonus mom content from the get-go. So, yeah.
Excellent. And Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I play Enna. I'm so happy to be back. I've been so D&D deprived, but Bonus Mom has been helping me get through it. So, and I'm so excited because I bought some Bonus Mom merch. So I'm so excited. I can't wait for my t-shirt to come in. But yeah, I don't really do much outside of here. So maybe one day. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'll also be in the chat with you guys. So come talk to me.
Delightful. Excellent. And as always, I am Pixel. I am your DM here at Ages of Ainor for the current shows that we have, which are Siege of Castle Rend, which is here. You know about that. Here you are. And every other Friday, we swap campaigns. So next Friday, we will be doing The Curse of Strahd with my good buddy, Vincent Page, who is another Facebook streamer. And is she a real person? We didn't get confirmation. TBD. We'll let you know as the session goes. You know. It's hard to say. But I am Pixel. You can find me here doing the things that I do here that you have just found out about. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/hammerandpixel, where I stream video games. I've been streaming Elden Ring. I did a little bit of Little Witch in the Woods the other night. I did some Sea of Thieves, reprising my role as Wilhelm's a German pirate with Vincent the other night. So we do a lot of stuff over there. I've been doing some Final Fantasy, and we kind of play games. We talk about the philosophy and economics and politics of video games while we play them because we're big old nerds over there. So that's what I do. That's where you can find me. That is everybody. And so, last question. Did we get who has chat inspiration from Taylor, Jesse, and Beast?
I do not have any chat inspiration.
Okay.
I don't either.
Okay.
I have, I think, DM inspiration.
Okay. So far, I think the only people with... Actually, you got chat inspiration from Arlo, Beast, so go ahead and mark that for you.
Got it.
So Soren and Roz have chat inspiration. I don't think anybody else does. Am I correct in that?
Thanks, buddy.
Cool.
I will never use it.
All right, so there we go. Also, without further ado, I am going to jump into our recap. Because it's been so long since we've played, and also because I think we have some new folks here today, my recap will be a little more comprehensive than normal. I do apologize for that in advance, but hopefully when I'm done, you will all be up to date on the adventures of Bedegar and ready for the show tonight. So, when last we left our heroes had traveled from Bedegar Keep to the village of Gravesford at the behest of Tace, the former court wizard of the old Baron of Bedegar, Lord Egrid Bedegar, slain some time ago by the White Tusk Orcs. Tace asked the heroes to deliver a package of supplies to his apprentice, Pinna, who was a young hedge wizard in the village of Gravesford. The party was waylaid by bandits, discovered to be former guards of Bedegar Keep, it seems, on their way to Gravesford. When they arrived, they made friends with several of the villagers and delivered their package from Tace to Pinna. That evening, as they were having dinner in the Reluctant Pig, Sir Peloton, the Star Knight, one of the Knights of Three Roses, entered the inn with a proclamation from the new Baron of Bedegar, the Regent, Lord Saxton. Lord Saxton was offering 500 gold marks and knighthood to anyone who could bring him the head of Bonebreaker Doracor, chieftainess of the White Tusk Orcs. Sir Peloton then proceeded to mock and bully the tavern patrons until Soren, our Owlin cleric of St. Rune the Temperate and follower of the Legamine Catechism, took a stand and questioned Peloton, who responded by attacking Soren. A fight broke out, and though our heroes fought valiantly, Sir Peloton hit them with a massive cone of cold twice and reduced nearly everyone in the party to frostbitten unconsciousness before leaving the tavern. The townsfolk and Silas Blackhand, our blade song wizard and the only human in this band of adventurers, managed to render first aid to the other herosicles in the party, and no one died. Our heroes licked their wounds and discussed their next move and if there was any way to do something about Sir Peloton, and retired to bed. In the middle of the night, our heroes were awoken by a growl and a scream, and shortly after that, an explosion on the other side of town. They raced off and split up to find that Pinna's house had been attacked by orcs. orcs, and that the orcs had crossed back over the river Graves to the south and were retreating into the forest of Rend south of Gravesford. Silas bravely sped across the water to face down the overwhelming force of orcs, 7 of whom turned to cover their comrades' retreat. Silas fought valiantly, and his friends arrived as quickly as possible, but not valiantly nor quickly enough. Both Silas and Farron, our Air Genasi monk of the 4 elements, were knocked unconscious by the powerful orcs. When the others arrived, the orcs were cautiously retreating, seemingly content to let the beating of Silas and Farron into unconsciousness be a warning to the others. Perdita called out to the orcs in Orcish, and the White Tusk War Speaker responded, inviting the heroes to the castle in the forest, Castle Rend, and telling them that she awaits them. Silas and Farron were put to rights by the clerics in the group, and the party investigated the events of the evening, finding that Pinna had been abducted by the orcs and had lost her spellcasting focus, and that one of the guards of Gravesford, Lenore, had been killed by the orcs on their way into the village. Most of the party went to sleep, but Soren, Roz, and Enna took the body of the fallen guard to the church of St. Gaed the Confessor at the north end of town, to Father Belderone, the priest of St. Gaed. They had an emotional conversation with the fallen Lenore via Speak with Dead and then retired for the evening as well. The following morning, the town had gathered for a meeting on what to do about the events of the previous night. Farmer Carrick had convinced nearly everyone to send the town's poorly trained and even more poorly equipped militia into the forest to attempt to subdue the orcs and claim the knighthood for himself. It was obvious to the party who had fought the orcs the night before that these farmers had no chance of fighting the powerful orc warriors. After impassioned speeches from Roz and Perdita, the heroes convinced the town to send themselves instead. Our heroes began to prepare for their trek into the woods, recruiting Alyssa Tealeaf, Halfling Ranger, to help guide them into the castle. Soren tried to reach out to his catechism for help, contacting Bishop Afa of Dalrath, who could promise nothing. He also reached out to the wizard Tace, who was concerned that his friend Gerald had gone missing in Dalrath. Nevertheless, he scryed on the orcs and did not believe there was any special reason they chose to target Pinna for kidnapping, but that they had abducted her in order to force the heroes to parley. Also, revealing that they had another prisoner by the name of Edmund. That night, Soren had a vision of Saint Rune the Temperate, who granted him a single casting of Hero's Feast with no material components. And then the next morning, they set out into the woods. They avoided many of the dangers of the woods thanks to Tea Leaf, but eventually came upon 2 White Tusk orc guards on wargs patrolling in the wood and decided to ambush them. So that is where we will pick up with our heroes. You all had been moving along in the woods with Alyssa Tealeaf as your guide. She's the Halfling Ranger, if you recall, one of Pinna and Brekka's best friends, who lives nearby in the town, normally lives nearby with the winery folks in the town of, my brain is going to fail me here.
Territon?
Territon, thank you. I knew it was a T. Lives in the town of Territon. So, she led you effectively through the first couple of sets of dangers, and then you came upon these 2 warg-riding orcs who were sort of patrolling the woods near to the castle, you think, and you were trying to decide what to do. So I believe you had decided to ambush and try to maybe kill or capture these orcs in the hopes that subduing them might prove to the Bonebreaker Doricor that you are powerful warriors. And you had sort of begun to plan that process, but that's basically where we're picking up. So, does anyone remember, you guys got horses from Oslerham too, didn't you?
We did,
Yes,
and
okay.
I had suggested that before we attack these 2 orcs, we should tie up the horses.
Also, one of you still has the horse still has Stinky, right? Was it, because the other one that you had captured from the bandits way back when.
Silas? Is Silas the one who was
I'm
stinky?
probably riding Stinky.
Yeah, Silas is okay. Okay, so let me just... And how many horses did you guys get? Do you remember?
From
Oslerham?
From that fight, we obviously just got Stinky, but from Oslerham, we got enough to fill the rest of the party. So Alyssa's got 1,
Okay.
plus all of us.
Okay. So basically, everyone's on their own horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love doing horseback combat on these little maps. Everyone, you guys are always like, we want horses. And I'm always like, I don't want you to have horses. It makes it hard. I always give you what you want because I'm a good DM.
You have to suffer for your craft.
I do. It's just they don't make the maps big enough for horses, you know?
Maybe they don't make this horses small enough.
Basically, that
I want a tiny horse that I can still ride.
Yeah.
I want to be like
Pony?
the dude from Elden Ring. I forget his name. In the sand
Tempest
battlefield.
Terrence? Oh,
with
no, Radon.
Yeah, Radon. Yeah, General Radon with his tiny little horse. That's what I want.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, and then what is you guys' marching order? I assume Alyssa Tea Leaf was at the front. I need to move these guys around a little bit. Probably. That's literally as far as I can move them here.
I seem
Okay.
to remember.
Go
I
ahead.
seem to remember Roz and Perdita being up close to the front, but I'm not sure if there was anyone in front of us.
Gotcha. Also, there is some. I will be trying to use a little bit of background, like audio and things like that. Much of what I'm using is open source from Tabletop Audio. So hopefully that will be fine. I'm going to put that in Roll20. You guys in Roll20, you should be able to control how loud it is for yourselves. I don't know how. There it is. I want it to be quiet, but still a little bit audible. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so you said Roz and Perdita, you think we're up front? We might not have
Roz
ever
is-
specified.
I don't want to speak for Perdita.
That is fine with me. I am a rogue. I would probably try to get very close.
Lauren's
but very
fine being next.
quietly.
Yeah, and it can be towards the back.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Hang on. This map just needs to be bigger. It just does. I'm gonna give it. I don't know. Sorry, folks. Okay. I apologize that this is gonna take me just a moment, but with the horses, there's just no way that this map is gonna be like effectively sized. So I'm gonna have to kind of.
Well,
It's okay. We can
I
plan
thought we
a
were
little
tying
bit
the
while you're
horses up
working
before
at
we
it.
jumped them.
I thought we
Yeah,
were hosting.
we did.
I would-
Beautiful.
yeah.
That would make my life way easier. And I
Well,
can just hit
Dita
on
did
two
so
or
say
something.
that.
We have already tied the horses. We're good.
Hell yes.
Because we want to be sneaky.
You should
Buy
always
horses.
listen to Silas. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to
That's the
horses.
best news.
He has
Yeah, but
a
you are
horse
going to
named
sneak better with the
Stinky.
horses. Okay. Just
Any
gonna-
man with a horse named Stinky should be trusted.
Okay, cool.
What's the name of the horse we lost?
Stinky was actually the name of George Washington's horse all those years ago.
Is that real?
No. No.
I believed you for a
brutal.
moment.
Look at my horse.
The horse that we lost was
amazing.
Saint Montanino, the patron
Yeah.
saint of duty.
That's correct.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saint Montanino, the patron saint of duty, and
Okay.
Stinky.
All right. So from this point, Alyssa clued you guys in. She is not going to lead the charge into these orcs. You guys know, basically, there's an old, ancient sort of stone road that's in poor repair through the woods where you guys are, and the orcs are sort of patrolling this road. There is one up on a ridge line to your south, and there's another further in the woods past this fallen tree to the north. Okay, you guys are going to begin about 50 feet from the orc on the ridge. There's not a real easy way up there. You'll have to climb or jump or use ranged attacks, and you're about 100 feet from the orc further up to the north in the woods. So
I
I'm
don't
gonna.
see this. Does anybody
I know.
else?
No, you don't see it yet. I'm
you are
getting there.
describing.
Bonus Mom is
Alright.
jumping the gun on me.
Well, you know, Perdita, she wants to be in the action.
Okay, so I'm gonna put these guys on here because you saw them and know where they are, and they technically don't know where you are yet. So I don't have you in any particular marching order there. Alyssa is not gonna be willing to go first. I'm gonna let you guys sort of formulate your battle plan, and we are gonna have to make stealth rolls in order for you to be stealthy enough to really get the drop on these guys. I believe we discussed, but you know they're there, so they're not gonna get the drop on you. It just, the worst outcome is an even fight here. So. if you guys want to decide amongst yourselves how you plan to approach this, and then let me know when you're done, and we will do the thing.
Oh no.
I love that your nat 1 is still an 11.
Roz was well trained in espionage.
Clearly.
Oh, are we rolling in
But still,
No, people
No.
are rolling stealth rolls to see,
Stealth,
and I haven't
thank
really
you
called for
very
them
much.
exactly yet, because you guys haven't told me what you're doing.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
That's okay. I mean, you
Well-
can roll. I mean, they're going to be necessary eventually, but
I will wait.
Okay.
Well, Perdita is going to whisper to everyone that might hear her. I don't think we really want to kill them, do we? Just subdue them? Question mark?
Well, if we don't kill them, then they might come for our tails.
Kill one, capture the other.
I like that idea.
Are we not going to negotiate with the orcs? Is that not the... I mean, obviously the plan is to rescue Pina and Edmund, but is the plan not also... They want to talk to us, don't they?
Well, yes, they did indicate that, and we talked about this just a moment ago. But if it was the opinion of Roz, who is busily finishing tying up her horse, that if we kill them, they will just think more of us because they are orcs. But it has been my experience at the negotiating table that if both sides want something, they will be pretty fairly decent to each other. So we probably are fairly safe from outright murder until we find out what they want, and they find out if we will give it to them. So
Who speaks
perhaps
Orcish?
it is I.
Does anybody else? Okay. If Perdita's okay with this, I have a plan. I could try to hide in a bush or behind a tree and get some cover, and get you to a location where you can at least holler at one or the other and try to talk to them. If we get any indication that they're about to attack, I'll just light them up.
Oh, I will do that. Roz, will you give that a chance? And she just looks over at Roz for a nod.
Roz pulls out 2 glass jars full of dark amber liquid. Yes, I think I could give it a chance. And if all else fails,
Yes, that will be perfect, Roz. I knew I could count on you for that.
it appears I am a little bit dehydrated.
Perdita blinks and looks at Silas. Where do you want me to be?
Maybe if you're okay with this, somewhere in this general area, just
Oh.
clearly getting their attention.
Oh, so you want me to be visible, eh?
Well, if we're coming in peacefully, but it's up to you. You could try to shout at them from the bush and see how they take it.
I think you are right. I will just walk out there, and you will be in the bushes watching over me, and I will have my hand on my short sword in case anything starts to happen. I will dash or whatever, or grab my short bow. I'm good. I will do it.
Gordita, just to be safe. And Soren walks up and brings out his holy symbol and kind of brings it up in an arc in a sigil of faith, and casts Shield of Faith on Perdita, giving her a +2 bonus to AC for up to 10 minutes.
Oh, thank you, Monsieur Ebo.
Who can say take any shots?
Dita,
Silas is going to go ahead and get ready. I say everybody try to get in a position.
Perdita, you've got this. Perdita has bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Perdita, is Silas in place?
All right. Yeah, I'm hiding in a bush.
Seeing that he is hiding in a bush, Perdita, in a way that is a little different to those of you who have been walking along this trail with her, she raises her head. Her tail actually, instead of just flowing around the ground, well, it sticks up behind her in a very proud fashion, and she strides on her massive hind legs. She strides confidently toward the tree, and she's going to move about 20 feet.
DM, just so you're aware, if this guy makes a move to attack Perdita with an arrow or anything, I'm putting a fireball right on top of him.
$16 Soren, 19 Farron.
Chat is saying that
Yeah,
you're
they
muted, Pixel.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, my bad. Sometimes I mute when I'm typing and then I forget to unmute. I'm the worst. It is what it is. Okay, basically I was asking them to make stealth checks, and then here we are. So, sorry guys. Okay. Okay, so Perdita, what do you say? I mean, you walk out. What do you say anything, or do you just walk out there?
Yes, I will move forward very confidently and very quickly for me. And when I get to that position, I don't have on a hat, but I will take my right arm and I will sweep it out as far as I can to the right, and I will bow. And I say, I bring you greetings from the town of Gravesfoot, and we have come to speak with your lady.
Okay. Yeah, make a persuasion check.
All right. And then is that where I can add the bardic inspiration if I feel like I need it?
Yes, you may.
And do I need to say I'm going to do that before? I may roll first. May I not?
You can roll and then decide if you need it. But you have to do that before I declare if you've been successful or not.
All right.
you
Then
can
I'm rolling and I have a 15. I think I will use it to be sure. And what is it? I'm rolling a D4, 1D4.
D6.
1D6. That's even better. Ignore that other, please. Well, it was better, but I got a 2. So I'm at 17.
Okay, 17. Rip. All right. Yeah. And so I think with a 17, this orc responds in Orcish. Why are your friends hiding?
Meanwhile, Roz is talking in an incredibly loud whisper. Everyone stay hidden. They will not know where we are.
And I kind of
Why are you waving your hands, Enna? You will draw attention to us with your movements.
Also, Enna, with the 10, you, like, as you're waving, it's wearing your heavy armor, like, jingle jangle, like your chainmail goes like, shing, shing, shing. You sound like a coin purse being rattled.
Oh, no.
We have the whole Enna Roz axis of lack of stealth, but none of you made that stealth check. This guy rolled a nat 20 and for a total of 23, so.
Soren makes direct eye contact with Farron, just like, are you kidding me?
We are merely representatives from the town of Gravesford, as you have treated one of their citizens not very well. You can understand that my compatriots are a bit cautious. And as I notice that you too are secured, I can only imagine that you also are cautious. But that has nothing to do with the purpose of our visit, and only that we are wise, as are you, I am sure. May we see your lady? Will you take us to her? Or must we have a contretemps?
That was like a lot of words. I don't trust you, silver tongue, smooth skins.
What is the exact translation for contretemps in Orcish? Just so
I don't understand contretemps in French, so he didn't understand it in Orcish either.
I think that Perdita would realize at this point that these two orcs are truly orcs. And I think she would turn and look at any compatriots that she has, and hoping that Silas sees him and says, anything goes. She sweeps her eyes around the crowd, and then I think that she is going to move quickly to behind the tree and see what happens.
as soon as Perdita makes a move to run, a bead of light extends from the end of Silas's wand and lands directly under this guy's warg and erupts.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? You guys, I think we are going to roll initiative. I know you said you wanted to be ready to throw that fireball. The thing is, when you cast a spell and ready it, you have 6 seconds for your trigger to go off or you lose the spell,
Right.
and Silas would know that, right? So really whether or not you get this off before he can act is going to come down to initiative, because
Sure.
he's sitting here on a hair trigger as well, right? So with Perdita moving, I think that's going to be our trigger for initiative, folks. So we are going to
8.
roll those. And I'll just have both of these guys go at the same time. Okay, I've got Roz, I've got Soren, I've got Perdita, I've got Farron. I need to add a turn for Enna. I need to roll for Alyssa Tealeaf. I need to bring up the battle music a little bit. Okay. Is anybody not in the turn order?
I rolled
Roz, Soren. Go ahead.
15.
Roll the
I rolled a
15.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, that's like the tightest initiative order I've ever seen.
That is crazy. Wow.
Okay, guys. Yeah, so Perdita, I'll go ahead and call that your initiative of 17, is you begin your turn by moving over to this, you were like here, you moved about 15 feet over to this tree that's fallen in the road. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Yes. Knowing that the people behind me are going to be able to take care of the orc that is beside me, and hoping to interest the one that is in front of me, I stand up from the position I took behind the tree and I aim at him with my short bow.
Okay.
And I rolled a 21.
Yeah, 21's going to hit.
And so the damage on that from Perdita, is 9.
9, okay.
All
Silas isn't in the turn order.
Thank you.
That's right. Sorry, I rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8, okay. Oh, cool, I don't have to move you. Okay. Perdita, so that's 9 damage. You shoot an arrow at the orc. You have used your action and some of your movement. Anything else from Perdita?
At this point, I don't think so. I think that she's in a good place, and there's no reason for her to race up to this man at this point because there's no one close. So she just holds steady, waiting to see which way she needs to go next.
Okay, now all right, that brings us to Alyssa Tealeaf. This guy has pretty much, I'm going to call that total cover from Alyssa Tealeaf. That's not going to be... and also Enna and Roz, I'm going to say that at the angle you guys are at, he has total cover from you as well. So I think I gotta check Alyssa's speed is... It says 30 feet, but she's a halfling, so this needs to actually be 25 feet. Okay. So... I think she's gonna have to dash just to get maybe here where she can duck out and have a shot at him next round. I gotta make sure she doesn't have any special abilities that make her do more than that. Nope, that's it. Okay. That brings us to Enna. You're up.
Woo. Okay. So Enna's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20. If Enna's right here, is he no longer like hidden away from her?
Yeah, I think he might have a little bit of cover depending on what kind of ability you're using against him. But it won't be full cover, that's for sure. So.
Okay, cool. Enna's gonna do. We're gonna do Scorching Ray.
Okay.
My favorite.
Gotcha. I think he's gonna have half cover. Let me look up what exactly that does for him.
I
Cover.
do have 5 extra.
Gives him +2 AC for ranged defense and dexterity saves.
Okay. Okay. This is...
If I remember right.
Yeah. I'm
That
just
could
trying
be a 3.5 thing. I get it, actually.
yeah. It's gonna be in here somewhere. Stand by, guys.
You're good. If Enna moves down, because she has 35, I only went 30. If she goes down one more, would that be?
It might. Give me a minute to look up what this ruling is. Come on, internet. Is anyone in
And
chat?
below
No.
that
There it
is
is. Cover. Okay.
packaging.
Half cover,
Oh.
+2 to AC and saving throws. 3/4 +5 and saving throws. Total cover can't be targeted. Okay. Yeah. So we're saying half cover from where you were. Are you asking if you move where now?
If I just move down, like to like right here, is he?
I think it's more the angle than the tree at that point. So I think in order to, you'd either have to like get up onto something. Like if you tried to probably climb onto this rock, you might get a better shot at him.
Would I have to do like a acrobatics or something like that?
I think it's just difficult terrain, and if you have movement speed, you can get up there. If you start getting like hit, if he like shoots an arrow back at you, you might have to make checks to see if you fall off the rock.
Okay, I think Enna's gonna move on to this rock.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll say he doesn't have cover because you're high up enough. Because like part of it is the tree, but part of it is just the angle, like the rock is blocking him, and you're trying to shoot up. So.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And,
Scorching Ray.
Chat inspiration for Farron.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Orbital's asking, and I know some folks have popped in late. Who all currently has chat inspiration? We've got Beast had chat inspiration. Soren had chat inspiration. Farron just got it. Anyone else? No.
I think I actually do have chat inspiration because on my thing it says chat inspiration 1, so I think
Okay.
I actually do.
Okay,
guess I
so Bonus Mom and Jesse or Silas and Perdita currently do not have inspiration. Everyone else seems to have chat inspiration. Okay. All right. 12 does not hit, but you do get 3 rays. So if you want to go ahead and roll those next runs.
Okay. 17.
I am like 90% sure 17 hits. 17 hits.
Okay.
15 does not hit. So AC is 16 on this guy.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows to make my life easier.
All right. And I need a reminder to do damage.
You roll in chat where it says Scorching Ray always. You click that and it'll roll your damage for you.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay, 4 points of fire damage. Okay, yeah, so you guys, you fire off. Okay, so Bonus Mom has chat inspiration now from Orbital. So
Merci beaucoup.
I think we might have touched on this before, but Anna, do you remember what exactly it looks like when you cast Scorching Ray?
Yeah. So, like, would describe it? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, please, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She takes her hands and then fire swirls around her hands, and then a big ball of fire appears, and then she shoots it out.
Excellent. Hell yeah. And so it streaks out and smashes into the orc, and it is the orc's turn. So the orc is going to use his bonus action to go into a cold fury. They call it. Basically, he's going to rage. What is a good rage-looking thing?
There's an angry face in there somewhere.
We're going to use the bloody eye for the blood rage. Okay. All right. And I think it's been attacked. Friend is over there. It does not. I don't think this guy actually has any ranged attacks. Yeah, no. He's like a get in close kind of dude. Okay, and what is the... I gotta check what the warg's speed is.
Probably like 50
yep.
or 60.
Okay, so he's gonna move 10, 15, 20. I need to get both of these guys, excuse me. Okay, 5, 10, 15 feet. Okay, it's gonna yeet up in here at Perdita and Alyssa. And it's gonna make 2 falchion attacks on Perdita and 1 on Alyssa. Perdita, your AC has been increased by whatever effect Soren put on you. Alright, Perdita, 2 coming at you. I've got a 17 and an 11.
All right. I have a class now of 18.
Okay, so neither of those hit. He has 1 more going at Alyssa for a 19. Alyssa's AC is only 13. Poor Alyssa. She is going to take... That can't be right. It is, okay? Okay, she takes 15 points of damage. Alyssa is like deeply wounded, very badly wounded. And then, so that was, let's see, I want to do this math again because he's like right here. Okay, to get there was 20 feet. He is then going to use the remainder of his movement to try to sort of regroup with his friend. Perdita, you're going to get an attack of opportunity here.
All right. I'm madly dashing, reaching out with my short sword in an attack.
Okay.
It is only an 11, but I'm furious, so I'm actually going to use the inspiration that my DM gave me to rehold that. Short sword. There we go. All right.
Okay, 27 hits.
Yes, it surely does. Now I'm just trying to figure out. And she is down and she is beside me. Sneak attack does not apply an attack of opportunity, does it?
I think it does. You can only use it once per like round, basically. But I'll say you can use it since you didn't get it on your turn.
All right.
It should.
Then I'm going
you can definitely get it on reactions.
I am definitely going to do that. And so I do. Oh, I thought I hit it. Did anybody see it? No.
No. I will also say this would mean then that it won't be available for your next turn, I don't think. No, I guess it would be. That's a lot.
Yeah,
it would
that
be
is this turn. Yeah. All right, so I'm hitting it in my little box and it's not doing anything.
Okay,
so.
well, we'll just /R however many d6s. I don't know what you're...
Well, now wait a minute. I'm peering into the computer
Click
screen.
the actual name for it, and it should roll. If you click the box, that just means it's going to roll with you when you roll damage, normally.
But is it 3d8?
No, that's not right.
Well, that's what I thought I was looking at on here.
Yeah, it's definitely not 3d8, no.
All right.
For sure
Are you
not.
trying to
Wait a minute. Let me look.
She's trying to do sneak attack. Do you want me to just...
It's likely 2d6.
Yeah, it's 2d6.
It is 3d6, it says.
3d6.
Okay.
3d6,
Wow.
all right.
Okay, here we go. Here's what I'm going to do.
Do you want me to? I can roll it.
Click... okay, you got it?
Well, that's 1d6.
Okay, just do that 2 more
And
times, I
there's
guess.
2 more. It's 3 more. So
Those
a
were
total of
d8s. You got to
12.
re-roll those second ones.
What?
You rolled d8s instead of d6s for the second two.
Poop.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. Ooh.
There's a lot of different dice out there, folks.
Oh, thank you so much.
Way better, though.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so 9.
Yeah, so look at
so
you.
total is 8 plus 9. Okay.
That is
Quick roll the
17.
d6.
17 damage.
Minus
It-
8, minus. Okay. Yeah, so you get your attack in as he runs away. And actually, you know what? This warg can take an action to dash. And so he is fully going to try to sort of set himself up here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so he rushes off further away from you guys. I need to move this, I think. Whew, it's hard to get everybody on the same screen and have you guys be visible. Okay, that brings us to... Oh, no, that brings us to the other one. What is it going to do? Well, bonus action, it's going to go into a rage. How much movement does it have? 25 feet gets it there. I don't... Yeah, if it goes in, it's not coming back out. Okay. What is... I think this one's just going to ready an action, maybe. Yeah, I think this was... yeah. Well, if it doesn't... But if no one comes up to it. What's the tactical thing to do here? Okay, I think this one moves somewhat closer and readies an action. So, Soren, you're up.
All right. Soren is going to... How large is this cliff side here? Like, how tall is that?
It's probably... let me... No. It's about 20 feet tall, right there.
20 feet tall right there.
pretty
Great. Love that. That's great for me.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. All right, then. Soren is going to, I guess, not go up the wall. He's going to run 30 feet.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's going to run 25 feet up, get to right here.
Okay.
What kind of cover would Soren have right here by this cliffside? In between the cliffside and the tree, I guess.
So here's the thing, Soren. Looking at these guys, they don't have any ranged weapons. They use the mobility of their wargs. So cover
really
none
mean
because no
anything.
arrows will come at you.
Yeah. Okay.
And they don't look like casters as far as you can tell.
Yeah. And can he see our ranger friend from here?
Can he see the ranger friend? Probably.
I've
yeah.
forgotten her name.
Alyssa Tea Leaf. Yes.
Alyssa
And yes,
Tea Leaf,
you
right.
can see ranger friend Alyssa Tea Leaf.
Great. Soren is going to shout out to Alyssa a quick prayer and cast Healing Word.
Okay. Yeah. Let rip.
And then giving 4 hit points. And then say, "Get behind all of us. Run this way."
Okay.
And that's going to be Soren's turn.
And she's gonna say, "Yeah, I've really bit off more than I could chew." Okay, Roz. Where do you want to throw your piss jar?
Surprising.
Oh,
as it
actually,
may
sorry.
be-
Hold on, one more thing. I'm sorry. Soren can also cast Sacred Flame because Healing Word's a bonus action.
Okay,
And Sacred
cool.
Flame is cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Soren's going to cast Sacred Flame at...
I think you can. I don't think
It's-
you can see this one. I think you can see the other one. But
Oh, damn. Well, I took 25 feet of movement, so I guess I can just take 5 more feet of movement.
you
and get
can, and
here.
from there you'd be able to see. Yeah.
Yeah. Soren's going to cast Sacred Flame on this rider, not the warg.
Okay. On the
Because he
rider,
assumes the
this
warg
one-
has higher
Okay.
dexterity.
I am gonna say the rider from there. I'm gonna say he has half cover too. That just gives him a +2. These trees are just like making it kind of tough for you.
He
guys,
has
you
to
know?
make a save. This
right,
is a
but
save.
but cover does give you pluses to dexterity saves.
Oh, well then, what about the other one?
Same deal. That honestly, like looking at these
Yeah.
trees, like there's no line of sight on either one of these guys that you don't have some little bit of tree trunk / foliage in your way. So
All right, then. That's all right. He'll do Sacred Flame on the rider. It's a cantrip.
okay,
No skin off his nose.
right for sure.
Uh,
Okay, and that's a
DC
DC 14. 22 is definitely gonna pass, unfortunately.
great. Love that.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, that brings us to Roz. So I'm sorry, is Roz shocking the world and not throwing a jar of piss?
That's correct.
What is Roz doing?
Roz is going to use her feline agility to move 60 feet
Okay.
to make contact with this warg rider, who I believe was holding an action.
Okay. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Do I have to worry about that now?
Yeah. So yes, it goes off as soon as its trigger happens.
And the trigger is?
When someone comes within 5 feet of him.
That's what I assumed?
Yeah. So here come 3 falchion attacks.
Do it. You think I'm afraid of death?
I've got a 16, an 8, and a 21.
21 hits.
Okay. 9 points of slashing damage. Oh, wait. No, he hasn't. There's more.
Tis but a scratch.
He has, like, rage damage.
So, 11.
Well, it's not really. I actually roll for it. It's not. It's close, similar to rage, but not quite.
And then Roz is going to use her action to cast Bane on the 2 orc riders.
Okay.
They must make charisma saving throws, which I assume they are not good at.
Jesus Christ. Chat, look at this shit. You see this shit, chat? Do you see this shit, chat? God. Okay, what's your DC?
Spell save DC is 15.
Okay.
I can choose up to 3 creatures, so I will choose the 2 warg riders and the warg that is being ridden adjacent to Roz.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and roll for that warg adjacent to Roz. Wow, chat. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, well, with a -1 modifier, both
They rolled
of
all nat 20s and
the
nothing
2
else.
wargs rolled the 2 orcs rolled a nat 20 and the fucking wolf rolled a nat 1.
Cool.
I think if you have do you have cutting words, you might be able to whittle those down if you want to try, but I think you can use your reaction
Cutting
to
word
cutting.
is a lore bard thing.
Yeah, I don't have
You're right. You don't have cutting words. Okay. Jesus, you. Yeah. So this warg is baned. What's a good thing for bane? We're gonna use this weird skull. God.
So given that warg, the next time it makes an attack roll or an ability check or a saving throw, it subtracts a d4 from that.
Okay.
And then Roz is going to use her bonus action to once again encourage Perdita to get in on this and give her bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. That is Roz. Farron, you're up. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Somebody said hit die Roz. Did somebody spend points? Yes. Roz, he who waits gave you a hit die. If you'd like to roll that. Chat, please remember each character can only be granted a hit die once per game. So that is Roz's shot for this game. But
Thanks,
many
y'all.
thanks, he who waits 23.
Appreciate it. It'll help me die slower.
Oh man.
Right on.
Yes, prolong my suffering.
All right. I would like to move my full 40 feet, I guess, next to Tea Leaf.
Okay.
And then I am going to do, what was that called again?
Fist of Unbroken Air.
Fist of Unbroken Air.
Hell yeah.
And I want to do it at the rider, not the,
Okay.
is it a warg?
Yeah.
Let me.
It has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Very cool.
They're going to have advantage on this because raging.
If you do it on the warg will have Bane.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And
I mean,
not
to be
advantage.
clear, this ability is not exactly like it's kind of like raging, but it's not exactly like raging. So
Does it get strength?
you cannot make well, you wouldn't know, but I'm just saying you can't necessarily make assumptions that this works exactly like barbarian rage because it might not.
So he definitely has advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is Bane, so you could hit the warg, and that would actually have a hard time.
Then let's do the warg. Let's.
All right. Has to make a strength saving throw. It is, I'm pretty sure, DC 14. Hold on. Let me make sure.
Come on. Okay, hang on. I'm going to pull up Demon Debion because I want to look at these rules for mounted combat real quick. The way that they do that in this is obnoxious and not working, and someone needs to tell them that. Excuse me, dear Roll20. When I click the box that says Mounted Combat, I want it to actually go there and not just to the general combat rules. Thank you. Someone please tweet at them for me. Okay, Mounted Combat. If an effects move your mount against its will while you're on it, you must succeed a saving throw or fall off the mount. Cool. That, I believe, is what is relevant here. Okay, nice. So Direwolf makes a strength saving throw. What's your DC, friend?
It is 11 and another, so 14.
14. The dice say, God, the dice say 20.
Of course they do.
Your dice are loaded.
It's not a nat 20, just a mod 20. God, y'all.
Yeah, not a single roll, except a single nat one.
This is record. Hey, the wolf. Oh no, wait. Bane.
You've hacked.
I haven't baned.
Roll 20.
I haven't baned.
Right.
-4. Is it a flat -4 or is it a D4?
It's a D4. Excuse me.
Okay.
I don't think it's possible for
as the owner of Bane, Roz, do you want to do the honors?
I sure will, but
19. Okay.
Yep. That's about what I expected.
Well, it still takes it takes half as much damage, so it takes half of 3d10.
Okay. Go ahead and roll them damages.
Takes 6 damage.
Takes 6 damage. So the warg takes 6 damage. Okay. Oh, okay. What the fuck was that? All right. Try again. Okay. Boop. There we are. Everybody on screen. Whoop-a-doo. Okay. So you move 40 feet. You use your action to blast the Fist of Unbroken Air. Tell me what that looks like, Farron.
The Unbroken Air is a big full body swing with my arms, steady stance, and then a push. And it's just a invisible wave of just cold rushing air.
Excellent. Yeah, and the warg sort of like digs its paws into the soft earth and weathers the attack, but does still take damage. Anything else from Farron?
That's it for this turn.
Okay. Silas Blackhand, what you got?
So, Silas, seeing that the spell he was readying will no longer hit this person as he has moved, he instead changes to his blade song and runs his wand across his rapier, causing it to start to shake. A low hum emits, and Silas is going to explode 40 feet straight this way, and then push that fireball out, emitting right on top of both riders and both direwolves. However, I'm trying not to hit Roz, so if you have a graphic for that or whatever.
Okay, so you are launching a what at where now?
A fireball at both wargs and both riders.
I got you. I believe this should already be set up for you to have control of it when I drop it in here.
That's
so you should be able to move that however you wish.
That's where I want it, right there.
Okay. Yep. That will totally work.
So a bead of light goes, it hits the ground where it emits, and it just expands in this tetragram and then just erupts.
Now, I real quick want to see... Yeah, I don't think there's any cover that applies here either.
Well, actually, the way Fireball is worded, I don't even have to see them. It says choose a location.
Right.
So...
Yeah. Okay,
according
cool.
to this, it just happens.
Great. So they're making dex saves. What's your DC?
16.
16. All right. White Tusk closest to Roz. That's a 16. Damn.
I'll roll my 8d6s. Hold on one second.
Okay. White Tusk furthest from Roz. That's a 5. And then Wolf closest to Roz. That is a 15. And Wolf furthest from Roz. That is a 13. Okay, so the only thing that passes is the White Tusk closest to Roz. Everybody else fails.
So everybody takes 28 points of damage.
Woo.
Except for him, who takes 13.
Okay.
14. Sorry.
14. Okay.
Dang.
Minus 14. Not 145. Minus 14. Okay. Whew. So yeah, you can tell now that the wolves are very badly burned. The two white tusks, one of them is very badly burned, and the other one is still kicking, but he's having a rough day. So.
And my only last thing is I kind of snap my other finger, and Charlie just disappears.
Very cool. Okay. That brings us back to the top. Perdita, you're up.
All right. Can Perdita tell which one of them is the most damaged?
Yeah, it would be pretty obvious that it's the one closest to, or the one furthest from you. The other one came in later, but it's the one that you had sneak attack that ran away, is definitely in worse shape.
All right. So Perdita is going to stand up and hiss, and she hisses loudly at both of those. You can tell that she is furious, and she takes in a breath, and she prepares herself, and she casts I'm going to give myself advantage. It is steady aim. I know that the Roz said come closer, but I'm thinking, why do I want to risk through all the trees? And that thing is still standing on the wolf. So she stands up. She hisses loudly because she's furious about what they have attempted to do to Alyssa. And she holds up another one of her short bow attacks at the fellow on the horse, guaranteeing herself advantage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so which because some of these guys are gonna have cover from where you are based on these trees.
I'm aiming to the one that is the closest to me.
Okay.
And I'm willing to climb up, I have some
Yeah, well,
movement,
the
so
steady aim means that you don't move though, right?
Right.
So
I thought
you
I
can
didn't have to move until afterwards. Wait a minute.
No, it means you spend your
Give up your
action
movement.
or your bonus action and your movement to give yourself advantage.
Yeah. So basically,
just lock in.
if
So
you
that's going
stay
to-
where you are, you'll have advantage, but he'll have cover. It's not a bad trade-off. He gets a +2 to AC there. Your advantage may mean that you hit anyway. If you move up closer, if you climb onto the tree, he won't have cover anymore because he would be behind the tree. But you won't be able to use steady aim. So that's kind of your trade-off there.
All right, well, I'm going to see if I have a bonus action I like better. All right, well, tell me this because you are so smart about these trees, Mr. DM.
Yeah.
Can I get to the bastard on the horse with what I have with movement or whatever through the tree? Can I get to within 5 feet of him?
You want to climb into the tree just to be in melee with him?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you could. It's probably difficult terrain, but you have plenty of movement for that with your
You
bonus
also
action.
have feline agility, so
Well, I
you
do,
can
but-
move.
Yeah, you have
Is
tons.
it
It would take you 20 feet of movement out of God knows how much you could muster.
Oh,
to-
it is
if
not a
push came
bonus
to shove,
action.
so-
Tabaxi
All right.
have climbing speed also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, all
I
right,
still
then
think
what
it's difficult terrain with it being sideways. It's not like you're trying to go up. It's just that branches are hitting you in the face and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what I think Perdita did, because she's absolutely furious at these people who know that their lady wants to talk to them, and now they're dicking around with us, all right?
Yep.
So as this is all happening around her and she sees what happens to Alyssa, she hisses. Her first inclination is actually to spread her body over Alyssa, but she sees that Farron, her good friend, is on the way to be of help. So she begins where that fireball is being created and going. She is crawling through the branches of that tree. It probably scrapes against her and catches her tail as she goes or whatever, but she steadfastly moves through that thing to where she can lunge at the man on horseback, and she is going to do that with her short sword over her terrain, and she is going to attack that orc on that horse with her short sword, and she will have her sneak attack for that because of where Roz is. Am I correct?
Yes, that is absolutely
This is
correct.
a new turn. So first we will do the short sword,
Okay. Well, first we're
and
gonna,
she has a
we're gonna
24.
move you over there.
And Perdita, you also have Bardic Inspiration, which you can roll for damage because I am a College of Valor Bard.
So I will use that for this
Okay.
11 to see what I can do. And is that back to
Okay.
that D6? And I hope I get it right this time.
Yeah. So you're gonna
Because-
basically, if you roll 3d6 for your sneak attack, plus one more d6 for the inspiration. Should
Okay,
you choose
here's
to
the
use
one
it?
more. So I'm at 16. And
so
now
that
we're
is
going to
5
roll.
more.
And did we say the sneak attack is not going to do? I have to roll it. And it is 3d6s.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to get it to do that, but I'll tell you some other
All
time.
right,
Minus
so
12
that
more.
is 28 points of damage to the son of a bitch on the big wolf.
He is looking right rough.
Perdita gets in his face as she shoves that sword in and she in a mighty hiss right into his face.
Okay. Very good. Okay, everything from Perdita?
Yes, am I lucky enough to be on the animal with him, or I'm still in the tree?
I think you're in the tree. I think it would take a different type of thing to have gotten onto the animal with him.
All right, I'm done now.
Okay, Alyssa Tea Leaf is going to
run,
pull out her bow and fire into the situation. She, I think, is going to fire at the wolf. She gets 2 attacks with her longbow. That probably should be a short bow because I don't think a 16 and a 10. 16 hits. Does she get any extra damage or anything? What's her deal? No, not really. Okay. Okay. For 8 points of damage, she kills the wolf. Her expert huntsman marksmanship. The orc stuff she doesn't know much about, but shooting wolves in the woods is what Alyssa Tea Leaf does, baby. So she kind of takes a bead on this thing. Even with, it gets it plus some AC. I think she still hits it. Yeah, it has 14. She barely hits. It's close. It's a close shot. Shooting through this tree is a hell of a shot, but Alyssa Tea Leaf barely pulls it off, wounded as she is. And I believe this guy has to make a dex save as it falls to the ground to not fall prone. And then she is going to use her 25 feet of halfling movement to hide back behind Soren. Now my Blood Rager needs to make it's probably a DC 10 dex save. Hang on. If your mount is knocked prone, you use your reaction as it falls to land on your feet. Otherwise, you're just mounted and fall prone. Okay, so he can just use his reaction. So the White Tusk Blood Rager uses his reaction to not fall prone, but no longer has a reaction to use this turn as he lands as the warg sort of crumples to the ground. That's Alyssa Tea Leaf. Anna, you are up.
Small question.
Yeah.
Because Roz was in contact with the mount and the orc was mounted to it, the mount is now dead. Does that constitute the orc moving out of melee contact with Roz?
No. So attacks of opportunity in that context only go off when a creature willingly moves, not when it is moved by something outside of its control. And the PHB is pretty clear with that one. So because it is not it wasn't his choice to move. It's the same way as like Thunder Wave. If you blew somebody out of a square, it doesn't grant opportunity attacks to everybody else. It's only if they like turn and run on their own, basically. So, although fear effects and stuff like that would generally trigger it, you get the point. Okay.
Under his own power. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anna, you're up.
All right, Anna's gonna move 35 feet. Okay. So right there, can I see both the orcs, or can I only see one, or none?
From here, you can see this orc for sure. This one probably has half cover from the tree, is what I've been doing so far. So It's a tougher shot, but you can definitely still see it.
Okay, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try to do the one farthest away.
Okay.
23.
Yeah, 23 is gonna hit.
Woo! Okay, cool. And I'm actually gonna cast it at level 2.
Okay. That is 15 points of radiant damage. So Anna, what does it look like as you cast Guiding Bolt? That is definitely going to kill that orc.
Yes. So Guiding Bolt, Anna puts her hands together in fists, and then lightning shoots from the sky.
Okay.
It comes down out of nowhere. I just like.
Yeah. and blasts the orc. The orc is dead. Anything else from Enna?
No, that's her turn.
Okay, that White Tusk Blood Rager is dead. This one is going to make 3 attacks on Perdita. Here they come. Okay, I've got a 14, a 23, and an 8. Assume the 23 hits.
You're muted, Perdita.
Perdita, if you're talking, you're muted.
All right. So I have this. Have I used my reaction for this go round?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, I've got something that is a reaction where I can make somebody roll I can roll a dice. Oh, is it a luck point? Can I use a luck point?
You could use a
And
luck
then
point.
I
You also
roll
have
a D-
Uncanny Dodge, I think, too.
Oh, that is the one. That is the one. It is uncanny dodge. I have all these in front of me and I'm trying to look. So he sees me. He hits me with an attack. I can use my reaction to have the attack's damage against me.
Okay, so he rolled a 14 on damage. So having that would drop it to 7 damage.
All right.
And okay, that's it for the Blood Rager. He doesn't really go he doesn't have anywhere to go. He can't. Actually, you know what?
Right.
No, he's going to run and he's going to try to make an animal handling check to get onto this other warg.
Which does it not? Oh no, I've already used my reaction, so I cannot have
You
an
did,
attack.
actually, yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, so after you sort of use your reaction to dodge, he takes that opportunity to yeet. Although, I think I will rule that Raz, I'm going to say he would have been in melee you for the purpose of that, given that
Nice.
it makes it, because like you clearly attacked him when he was on the warg, right? So it's like,
Right.
he was in melee with you and didn't exactly. So yeah, I am going to say you can, even though technically it looked like he was 5 feet away, I'm going to say that you would get one here.
all
So,
20
right.
to hit.
20 hits.
9 slashing damage.
And he's going to make an animal handling check, which is a wisdom-based check.
Oh, so he's not dead. You're just gonna gloss over that?
Yeah, he's definitely not dead.
Cool.
Okay. And he is extremely badly wounded, and he gets on the warg. I'm going to say that he does not get the chance to actually run away. So Soren, you're up. He and the warg are extremely badly wounded, but they do look like they're getting ready to try to flee, probably. He's trying to save his sorry skin at this point.
Okay, Soren runs up to this point right here where he has a clear line of sight at this orc
Okay, yeah,
and the warg.
that is correct.
So he
and
boom.
you even very carefully outmaneuvered that tree, so I will grant that.
That's right. I'm careful here. Soren brings up his holy symbol. Or no, this is actually his hammer when he casts this, based on how we did the first episode, and he starts spinning it like Thor. And he looks at the warg first, and then he stops himself for a second, and goes, "There are no bad dogs." And he looks at the orc and goes, "Only bad owners." And he casts guiding bolt at the orc.
Okay, let her rip.
He's gonna cast that at a level 3. No, at a level 2.
After that badass line, I really hope you roll good on this. Although you have a bunch
That's
of
a 23.
inspirations. 23 is going to hit.
15 damage.
15 damage. How do you want to do this?
I think it's just straight up the hammer flies by and completely takes this guy's head off and then flies back into Soren's hand.
Yeah. All right, so Soren
Loosened that for you.
blast the head off of this person. And I don't have open victory music.
Beautiful.
So Soren blasts the head off of this orc. The 2 orcs lie dead. I think the warg runs off into the woods. Nevertheless,
with nature. Be free.
the other 2, the 2 orcs are dead, basically side by side. And the orc sort of, the warg sort of, as it ran off, both of the orcs fell off of its back. And one of the wargs lies dead as well. Oh, and Charlie disappeared. Bloop, bye, Charlie. Okay, cool. So I'm going to bring us back to kind of the RP map. And you guys have killed the orc sentries. They will not get the chance to alert the castle. What do you do?
Immediately looting their bodies. I want to see what they got.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
Perdita steps down out of the tree over closer to Monsieur Ebo, and she says, that went well.
Better than expected. Surely.
Yes. I think
I mean,
now
worse, we hoped for negotiations, but...
Well, it is not good to appear weak to orcs, and so I think we have made a statement, and I'm very pleased.
Hopefully they see it this way.
I hope that they will, but we may be prepared. These are not the worst orcs that are in this place. But I think we acquitted ourselves well, and all is good. I wonder how that poor little girl is.
Tina. I hope she is well.
Yes.
I must do some funeral rites for the fallen. And Soren gets his holy symbol out and goes and just starts chanting like a little prayer. Just kind of a nondescript to any given god or goddess or deity of indeterminate type for the orcs as they are getting looted by his companions.
Yeah. And speaking of getting looted by his companions, the orcs basically all they have on them is like rations and like orc food.
I take the rations and I give them to Perdita.
Yeah, so it's like dried bits of meat and berries and things that are foraged from the woods. But they don't they conspicuously really don't have any money. They do have falchions. If anyone wants the weapons, you can have them. They are falchions. They are just your bog standard PHB. I mean, they're of orcish make and people would recognize that, but
well,
mechanically they are what they are.
As Monsieur Ibu is doing his nice little ceremony, yes, Perdita takes one of those falchions, walks up to whichever dead one isn't being prayed over, and she whacks it once into the chest of the orc, hoping to cover the falchion for as much as possible with blood. And then she hikes it over her shoulders and she takes a stance, prepared to go towards the castle with the bloody stanchion.
Okay.
Unless someone stops her.
We should probably go get the horses.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
We don't want to leave however many tied horses in the woods just gone.
Also, this may sound a little barbaric, but maybe we should bring the head. And Soren kind of gestures towards the kind of pulpy, decapitated head on the road next to one of the orcs. If we're going to do like an intimidation thing with a bloody stanchion, we do have a decapitated head.
I like it.
This is barbaric, but the way things are.
Roz looks up from literally taking a bite out of the dead warg. Yes, barbaric. Unlike us, who are civilized, we need to speak their language. Farin, I will go with you to help untie the horses.
I am going to
Roz-
take the other falchion and
not
just tie it up to Stinky. I'm taking it back to try to sell it. I need money for books.
We have so much distance here that we could not make any big conversations. I don't know how much time there was, but I would have said to anyone I could, or if I could have gotten close to Alyssa, stay with the horses, and if we do not come back or you hear terrible sounds, you should probably try to get away. I cannot imagine we want to take Alyssa into that castle. Would anyone help me with that?
I kind of have a rapport with Alyssa, so. But yeah, I just say, after what you've seen here, do you think you can keep going?
She gets a serious look on her face and says, well, the forests are already dangerous. I don't usually come in this far. I honestly think I would be safer with you than on my own. But you see that she like really considers it.
She comes.
Here we go.
Erin, a moment while we bring the horses to the others. I saw that you are a master of breaking wind. Perhaps you could teach me your ways.
So you're looking to break wind as well.
Yes, I want to rip big wind the way you do. I have so few talents. She holds up a jar of piss. But perhaps I could augment them with your tutelage, of course.
I've never had to face the effects that your jars have on people, and for that I'm grateful. But I do believe that our combination of talents with your jars and my wind breaking, we could be a powerful force to be reckoned with.
Yes. And Roz reaches out a paw like this to do the
You son of a bitch.
him in. I am glad. My training with the Hiskers clan ended abruptly, kind of because they were all horrifically murdered. But under your care, perhaps this kitty cat could learn a new trick or two.
Okay, and with that, you all, I think some of you regather the horses and bring them back. And I think Alyssa is going to suggest, you can see that she's like badly wounded and stuff. And she's going to say, like I said, I think we're safer. I'm safer with you than going on my own. But can we maybe like take a breather before we go into Orc Central? I need to kind of recover. She sort of like winces and holds her side for a second. Recover from that. I promise I won't run in next time. That was a bad idea.
Of course. Here, let me take a look at you. And I think Soren gets close and doesn't want to cast any spells initially. Just wants to do maybe a medicine check to try and patch up any open wounds or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. Go make a medicine check.
That's only a 10.
Yeah, you notice it's nothing life-threatening or infected. It'll just take some rest probably.
We can wait for... I think Soren looks up and sees what time it is, if he can kind of peer through the foliage, the tree cover. Is it getting close to evening or is it still midday?
So you guys, I think, set out first thing in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And it was supposed to have taken 3 hours to traipse through the forest. Plus, if you want to take a short rest, 1 more hour on top of that. So that would put it probably around midday.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
And Braz has Song of Rest, so if we want to expend some hit die and things, I can give us a little bit of extra healing.
I say we wait for an hour to let things kind of catch our breath, and then we go on.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let us gather, rest, have a snack, perhaps a little nap. I will do the dance of my people.
Here is
Oh, no.
these rations that that I'll receive from Silas, and I would most gladly share them here. And Monsieur le DM, I'm showing I only have one hit dice left, but we had long rested, hadn't we? Is this just an oversight on my part?
Probably. So you would have regained one more hit dice, right?
Okay.
Half of.
half
no,
of
you would have
5
regained
is
2. Yeah, you'd
Yeah,
regain 2,
okay.
so you're probably back up to 3.
Okay, and we are taking a short rest. Okay,
Yes.
I'm going
And
to
the,
use one.
The Song of Risk is 1 extra d6. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay,
if you are spending hit die,
Yeah, and she's.
you may also roll an additional d6 to heal.
All right, thank you. Oh, that is lovely.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, Roz is doing like a weird like acrobatic like shimmy while occasionally yowling and mewling.
During this short rest, Perdita would like very much to settle in beside Anna for a word. Is that all right?
That's you, Taylor.
So Perdita settles in beside Anna as they are resting, hopefully in the trees, and says, "You are very brave today. You are very good at what you do. Amazing, really. But I have noticed that sometimes everything seems to affect you, and you look very sad or frightened, or maybe even like you step away from yourself for a moment. Are you all right?"
The truth of the matter is, no, I'm not. But I'll be okay. I have lost a lot, but have gained a lot as well in this process. I don't really know who I am at this point.
Oh. Well, I will tell you that something very dreadful happened in my recent past. You know, I've mentioned Bedegar, and well, it was horrible what happened to that family, and I saw it, and yes, I lost someone very dear to me also. I hope you'll be all right, and I'm so glad you are here. You are very strong. You may not know everything about yourself, but I will tell you that you are very strong.
Thank you. I appreciate your words. They mean a lot to me. You're quite the cool cat. I've never seen a cat fight before.
I like very much being called that instead of the fat cat, you know. So thank you. We're going to be all right, and we're going to make it through this. It will be all right, and we'll be together, and that is very good, eh?
Yes, that's all that matters.
Amen.
If Soren gets the chance, he wants to go sit next to Silas or come check up on what Silas is doing.
At the moment, Silas is probably looking at the dead dog and just thinking about, if Roz takes another bite, I swear I'm going to throw up.
The way of nature is consumption. The animals consume animals and then are consumed by the ground, and the ground is consumed by flowers, and the flowers are consumed by animals. The whole thing repeats. It is sometimes disgusting to look at, but this is.
I think I saw a play about that once. Circle of Life.
The Circle of Life.
Yeah.
It moves us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant Cats on Broadway.
It's a favorite. I wanted to talk to you just in case things don't pan out here at the castle. I just want you to know that you have grown exponentially since I met you. And you were young, but the lion would be proud of the wizard you have become today.
Big tears start to swell And he kind of like, sheepishly kind of puts it away, and he kind of looks at the ground for a minute and says, if he were here, I just hope that he'd want to continue what we're doing. I know that going after Penna would be not the first on his priority list, but he'd at least support in his own way.
If he was here, we may not even have to storm this castle. He might just teleport in and get her and then leave. Problem solved. But
yeah. Well, let's keep each other safe.
Of course. And I think Soren plants like a big feathery hand on Silas's shoulder and gives like a quick squeeze.
Yeah.
It's like, take care of yourself.
Thanks, Big Bird. You too.
Of course. And then Soren goes back to kind of muttering his prayers and his. I think since we're taking the full like long rest, Soren is actually burying the orcs because he doesn't need hit die or anything, so he's just going to spend this time doing a quick like service for the dead.
If I don't need to do that either, so Silas will probably help just to make sure, if we're on a time crunch.
Gotcha.
Silas is very weak, though, so a shovel might be too heavy for him.
Yeah, so all
Soren might
right,
just
so
slap
an
together a
experienced gravedigger, which I assume you all are, you're adventurers,
Roz
can
is.
dig a grave in 4 to 5 hours with 2 people helping.
Okay,
So-
so maybe just slap together a quick pyre. Take some
we just
wood, slap
We
him
just
on
put
there.
him on this tree and just
At
light
least
it up.
according to the Carolina Memorial Sanctuary, discussing their own abilities to
Okay,
dig
well,
real
does
human graves.
Carolina Memorial Sanctuary have wizards and owl clerics?
Well, tell me what spell slots you want to use to dig this
Fair.
grave.
my huge owl muscles.
Well, what's your huge owl strength modifier?
+3. That's
Mm,
pretty
so,
strong compared to a
I'd
regular
imagine
person.
a person who digs graves IRL probably has at least a +3 strength
We saw a
modifier.
TikTok about this. Someone who's like a professional weightlifter is like a +3.
Yeah.
We took a short rest. You've confused me now.
Yes.
I
We
took
thought
a short
I
rest.
thought
Somebody,
it
I
was
think
just a
Jacob
short rest.
misspoke.
Yeah,
and
this
said
is a
long
short
rest.
rest. That's
Jacob
why I'm just
said
saying
long
we're-
rest by accident earlier.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to slap them on this tree then and do a funeral pyre.
Where's my thumb? Thumb up.
Okay. So that is much quicker. Lighting these poor sods on fire goes by much faster. And Perdita has a bloody falchion. Anything else that you guys do? We've had a few in-character conversations, or are we ready to move on to the next phase of our little adventure here?
Who has the head?
Let's go.
Right? Did somebody chop off the head?
Does Soren have the head?
Soren took the head off with the hammer when he did Guiding Bolt.
I mean, Roz will carry the head.
but
if no
I
one
don't think
wants
Soren
to.
is super comfortable holding the head.
Roz will carry the head.
Yeah.
No problem.
One last thing.
I eat the head.
Don't
One last
eat
thing.
this.
Yeah, don't eat. Silas used his arcane recovery just to get his
Understood.
spell slot back.
Very
So
cool.
just want to make sure that was clear.
Okay.
Okay, and Perdita had handed out all that food, so she doesn't have it any longer. I don't know if anyone was paying any attention, but she did not eat any of it.
Okay.
We're ready to
Alrighty.
roll. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. First things first. Tell me if you guys can see anything on this map. Is it dark?
It is dark.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I can see green now. I can see the left side.
I'm just gonna drop you guys in here one at a time.
Ooh.
Oh, this is a big map.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, this is huge.
I don't see anything on my side.
Yeah, I haven't got to you yet. It will be 1 second.
Oh my goodness.
The suspense is killing me.
Oh,
and
all
where's
right.
Good golly gosh dang.
Alyssa the tea leaf?
Oh my! Head all the way over to the left, and we should see.
Yeah,
some-
you guys are all the way over to the left. Okay. And I need to read my box text. Classic adventure box text says... Stand by. The trees and tall grass end, and the forest opens to a large clearing dominated by a ruined stone keep. This is the once proud stronghold of the Blue Dragon Phalanx. A fortified wall surrounded this place long ago, but only the eastern and western sections remain intact. The entire upper level of the keep has collapsed. 2 towers, one in the northwest, one in the southeast, acted as lookouts once. Now only the northwest tower remains. Time has ravaged this place. The underbrush is clear for some 60 feet, surrounding the ruin, with lit torches placed every 40 to 50 feet. The walls of the keep are as bare as the ground, not overgrown with choking vines. And it is daytime out here, which is not evident from how poorly I have managed to do the dynamic lighting in this place. So stand by just a moment while I do... I mean, I guess given that you guys are arriving during the day... Well, no, I still need to do the thing. Okay, hang on. Stand by. I need to do some... Where's the fire spell templates? Bloop, this will work. Okay. And I just need to make this give out a crap load of light. Let's give it like 200 feet of bright light. Bloop. Okay. And we'll just put one of these every so often. Because if I make it daylight, it'll light up like everything in the keep, and it's kind of a mess. So I gotta sort of drop these things. Dynamic lighting on Roll20 has some, is useful sometimes, but also has some difficulties that must be dealt with. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hopefully that looks a little better. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, don't want to see all the ancient red dragons, that's for sure.
Exactly. The one that's on top of the keep, ready to eat your face off. Okay, so there we go, friends. You are all arriving on the western edge of the forest. You would be able to see, despite the fact that I have hidden it with dynamic lighting, that there is actually I can get rid of that dynamic lighting. Hang on, because it's not important. You can't totally see over the wall here, but you can kind of see that there is a tower. This round thing in the top corner here is a tower. And you can see that this wall is kind of ruined. There are like big holes in it that you can just walk through, right? So yeah, what is your plan for approaching the keep, friends?
Silas kind of gathers the group, football huddle style, and says,
Sorry,
what?
I need to put us on the map screen. Okay, chat. Thank you for catching me. This is the castle map. Our friends are over here in the corner, very small. It's a very, very big map. There's lots and lots of secret stuff. Uh-oh. Quit that. So, to start with, this is the tower in the corner that I was mentioning, and we are going to zoom back in on our friends and follow them through our little yeet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 plans, and Silas kind of moves his hands around, and Charlie reappears on his shoulder, and he says, I can send myself in as Charlie to get an overview look of the castle, and try to spot anything going in. Or plan number 2, I can make Soren invisible, and he can fly over and look for us as well. However, and I don't know if this is a rules lawyer thing or not, you are in heavy armor. I read somewhere one time it takes like an hour to don and doff it. I don't know if that's legit. I don't know. So
I think it's 15 minutes, and I can
minutes.
very quickly reach the
Okay,
player's
all right,
handbook too.
Let me pull it up real quick.
it could have been something else I was reading. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
To don armor is 10 minutes. To doff armor is 5 minutes. So to take it off, I need 5 minutes. To put it on, I need 10
okay,
minutes.
that's
So I can like fly on top of this place and then put on my armor when I'm like
Yeah.
settled in, but I also need to open up like a line of communication with somebody. I have sending, but that's a 3rd level spell slot. So
I have message, so if you stay within 100 feet, 120 feet, I can.
That might
I
be
can
hard.
just.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
I know.
Yeah,
I can just
the
keep.
100. You all would be able to tell that like from one end of this castle, the other is like 300 feet to the wall,
Right.
yeah, something like that. So
If you all sit in the wall, carefully inside the wall, I can fly to the top of the tower and probably reach back to you.
My only
Maybe.
thing is I technically have to. No, I don't have to see you. Okay, so I just have to know your general location and like pick up a signal like a radio.
Well,
So-
we can do that, or we could use your owl. I mean, I doubt they're just going to shoot an owl for funsies, and if they do, you can make a new one. So
I know it's just a little annoying to make a new one, but I can do it. It's not that big a deal. I say we start with the owl, so I don't have to spend a bunch of spell slots. But
okay,
yes,
if that doesn't work, we'll send the bigger owl.
okay.
we have 2 owls on this team.
2 cats, 2 owls.
2 cats, 2 owls, 1 human.
While
Yeah.
you guys are doing that, Roz would
It's already in the
suggest-
castle.
Well, Roz would suggest skirting that she could skirt, and if Perdita was willing, she and Perdita could almost skirt sort of north and around the corner, kind of like over this way. But stay in the trees, at least maybe to get a little bit more vision, like over here.
Of course, I will do that with you, Ralph. But we must be very careful.
Farron, would you be willing to watch our backs?
Absolutely. Let's see.
How good is your stealth, Farron?
Yeah, plus 50.
Plus 50.
Yeah, Farron has a plus 6.
Plus 50? Yeah, that makes sense.
But we cannot leave Silas alone, because when he is inside of Charlie, then he will not be aware at all
Well, me and Enna
what's
will be
going
here.
on to him.
That's
And
true.
tea leaf.
Yeah,
And tea leaf.
And tea leaf. That's right.
We just
And
must
so-
keep him safe. He is a wizard, but he is very strong and very effective.
That's right. Also,
Silas blushes. a
you
little.
have how many horses do you have with you now?
I mean, we have a
7,
horse for
6.
every person. Yeah.
The 7 horses.
7 horses. All just
Oh my
hanging out
goodness.
quietly in the woods.
Shut up, Stinky.
7 horses walk into a bar.
6.
You know, we could just walk up to the front door.
Yeah, have
But
we
that
tried
might be
knocking
risky.
and, you know,
That didn't work last time, though. We tried to be nice.
That is true. You are so right.
Those orcs there seemed like dicks. These ones may be cooler.
warned you.
So I have who do I want to do this? Soren, I think you're the most experienced. I want you to make me an insight check.
Oh boy, this is my wheelhouse here. Here we go. Hit you with that insight. That's a 12.
Okay. Any inspiration you're spending, or you're leaving it there?
Oh yeah. I'll burn an
I mean,
inspiration.
you don't have to.
No.
Totally up to you.
I should. I have 2.
Yeah, I gotta.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
That's
There's
Okay,
a moment
all right.
of like, and then
You
like
think
the
about
light
it.
bulb comes on.
You think about it, Soren. And here's the thing. You don't speak Orcish. But you've been in some negotiations. And like, Perdita said a whole lot of stuff. And all the responses Perdita got were much shorter than the things Perdita said. And I think with a nat 20, you're like, maybe that orc was literally just too dumb to understand what Perdita actually was talking about.
Maybe it should be a short, quick conversation. Maybe, they don't all have access to the big city education that we all obviously have and we all share. Maybe we should just say, like, limit sentences to 3 words.
Subject, verb,
Total of
noun.
7 syllables. No other languages, including Tabaxi language. You've dipped into some verbiage I don't understand, but I think we could knock on the door and just say, like, here for child,
I mean,
have orc head.
maybe.
It could work.
I'd still like to at least send Charlie to see what's going on.
We send 1 scout, 2 negotiators, and then we have everybody else ready to go.
That works for me.
Good idea.
Okay, cool. So what happens first? Who does what first?
Well,
Okay.
Perdita hisses a little bit in the middle of his speech, but it's sort of under her breath.
Okay. Somebody take an
Silas
action.
is going to kind of sit on the ground, cross his legs, and just kind of start to concentrate. And you see Charlie's eyes switch from a yellowish to a bright blue. And Charlie is going to take off and go, like, just pretty high, probably at least 100 feet up.
Okay, so as Charlie goes up, Charlie sees a couple of things. The first thing is that at the top of the northwest tower, the one closest to you, there are 4 orcs standing watch.
Okay.
They are relatively paying attention, but you also probably could tell, like, not a lot happens here, but they're not, like, half asleep goblins. So, like, they could be snuck past, probably, if you're careful. But there are orcs on watch up in this tower up here.
Just as a idea of how tall is the tower?
What
we thinking
does
3
the
stories, 10
adventure
stories?
say? Okay, I need to go look at the towers. Hang on. Stand by, friends. That is location C13. $50 tall.
50. Okay, so about 5 stories. So that would make Charlie 50 feet above them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So Charlie's going to kind of, wind down a little bit south and see if he can get a view of this general area over here.
So the first thing that Charlie is able to kind of detect is that there's a second floor to the castle that is ruined. It's all collapsed in on itself, and there is actually a part in the center of the castle that the roof has fully collapsed in, and it is just exposed to the sky.
Okay.
So
I see? Okay, go ahead.
So I was going to say, I will show Charlie what is there. Okay.
Nice.
You can just see that down in this central room, there is a fire pit in the middle of the room with the smoke kind of coming out the center of the place. There are 2 of those massive sort of berserker orcs that you fought in the woods. There are 2 of those dire wolf mounts sitting there, and they're sort of like sitting around the fire, kind of like eating and, like relaxing or whatever. From here, you can see a number of doors. There are big, heavy doors at the front of the place, and then a bunch of wooden doors all the way throughout the place. There's a big set of like double wooden doors to the north. And the place is in pretty poor repair. The walls are still standing on the lower floors, but there's like cobwebs and debris and the evidence of orcs having lived here. So,
okay. And then any evidence of other big holes in the ceiling, or
no evidence of other big holes in the ceiling. You know that there is this tower over here. Is still repaired enough that they're able to get up and down it and in and out. You can see this other tower here is kind of a ruined tower. Let's look at it.
Does it look usable?
The collapsed tower on the other floor, a person possibly could get through there, but it is just like the top of it is rubble, basically, and it is in pretty bad shape. You could all try to get through there, but there's a good chance that someone would like slip and fall and tumble 50 feet somewhere or another.
Okay. A couple last questions. Is this area along the thing, is that a rampart where like people can shoot from, or is it more along the lines of just a roof?
You're going to have to ping that for me again. Sorry.
Sorry, just like this outside kind of area. Does it kind of roof over, or is it like a place where people could walk? Because I'm just trying to get a century count.
Sure. The second floor of the castle is basically fully inaccessible outside of the tower. One tower goes up higher, but it can't access the second floor. As Charlie flies around, Charlie would see there are a couple of arrow slits. I don't think Charlie would be able to see if they're manned without flying in them, which might invite a little more attention than Charlie wants.
Yeah, no.
But there are some arrow slits like here in the front wall a little bit next to the door.
Okay.
Kind of on the first floor. Charlie would, I think, also see some arrow slits. Like if Charlie does a full a roundabout, Charlie would find
whatever time it takes to kind of go all the way around.
Gotcha.
And there's no sentries on this broken wall on the very far outside, right? From what we can tell.
Yeah, from what you're seeing, that you have not seen any sentries. It looks like they're all in the tower, basically. And the tower grants a pretty good view. Part of the castle would be blocked. Okay, Charlie also sees some arrow slits. I think that might be it. Yes, that is it.
Anything interesting on the backside?
I don't
Somewhere
think
in this
so.
area?
Let me take a look.
Okay.
Charlie around here.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not really. Not without Charlie. Charlie might be able to notice certain things if Charlie does like a super thorough, like fly down to the ground and walk around. But that kind of survey would take a lot longer.
No, this is inconspicuous. So once he kind of completes it, he'll kind of clap his hands and exit, snap his fingers, and then snap again, and Charlie will reappear on his shoulder.
Okay.
And he says, the stylist tells to the group, he goes, okay, there are 4 on top of the tower. There are 2 of the very large ones that whoop my ass in essentially the main gate, including 2 large direwolves. I don't know their intelligence level. I don't know if they know we're coming or if they're expecting us. It's risky either way.
Maybe if we go to negotiate, we should, I don't want to say all of us, we could have our little friend here, and he gestures to
Lissa, right?
Lissa. And send in the horses if things go sour. Just a stampede of horses could probably get their attention long enough for us to take advantage of a fight. But maybe we all go in together and present a united front. We will be in, their ballpark. So I don't know. I'm not exactly a tactician.
I'm happy to avoid a fight if possible, but if we get in there and we get stuck, it's bad news.
Perdita, what do you believe our chances are of walking away with our heads attached?
It is difficult for me to say. I never really was involved in negotiation as much as I was in investigation and looking around the backside of things. That's what a rogue does. But they did not kill Anna. Excuse me. They did not kill Tina. They took her. And it was for a reason. So there is something that they want. And they have to want it from the town because they don't know us. So I feel like we are relatively safe until we find out what they want. There is no honor among orcs, but they have a leader who tells them what to do and they obey. So as long as we let the leader know that we will listen to what this lady has to say, I believe we might be safe. But I don't know that for sure. It is a guess.
Very well. I will seduce the leader.
Oh my God.
We need somebody who probably can speak Orcish, Portita. That may be you. Someone with a bit of a silver tongue, and as difficult as it may sound, that may be Roz. And then someone to act as a backup in case things go wrong. And
Enna can read our last wishes after we are dead.
I can do that too, I'm also a priest. But yes, of course. And sorry.
You must listen to me for one moment. We discovered that there is someone in there named Edmund. If it is Edmund the Bettigar, he is the only chance that these people would ever have to overcome Lord Saxon and the evil that is being perpetrated against this country. I cannot promise that Edmund would be a good choice. I only knew his brother. We must not lose him if you want a chance for this country, this land to prosper again without a despot. So we are important, and Anna, I keep saying it wrong. I am so sorry. Penna is important, but Edmund is crucial. We must try.
Okay.
I am willing to go in first, and I think I probably want to do that anyway. I think I want a shot to walk through the front door. I'm willing to do it.
Okay, who is the front door team? Is it going to be all of us? Is it going to be some of us?
I say we work together. We all go together, but we don't reveal all our hands. I can go in invisibly and walk with you. I think. Can I?
How long does that last?
An hour.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're not out of here in an hour, then we're probably dead.
Yeah. You cast a spell at third or higher. I can actually do 2, but it's burning a big slot for me.
Yeah, save it for haste if you need it.
Yeah, I'll need it. So, yeah, I say go ahead and I can go in invisibly and just walk with you. That way, if Perdita and Roz get taken, I might be able to slide my way in with them. That way, they always have somebody that hopefully they don't know about. I don't think these, Orcish folk are super keen on magic, but they've surprised us before. So,
Good work.
Let us away.
Your team somehow alive. That is the name, right?
Somehow alive.
And
Yes.
are we just like leading the horses or?
Oh,
I think, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, Alyssa can look after the
Alyssa,
horses,
do
right?
you want to stay here and watch the horses? And if there is an emergency, we will contact you. You let the horses just go buck wild in the castle walls. Just really have the time of their life.
I'll tell you what I don't want is to be caught out here alone by orcs.
You have 7 horses. You're not alone.
That is true.
Thank you, Roz.
You are welcome.
Which,
The horses are
just real quick, in the last 4 hours, which of the horses have you trained to wield a sword?
Despite my best efforts, my horse remains pitifully inadequate.
All right,
However,
this
Stinky is making great strides.
This is what I think.
Sorry, it was
I
Anna
think-
trying to speak.
Oh no. I was
okay.
just no.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because it sounded like you were trying to jump in there and everyone kind of kept yeeting in, and I wanted to make sure we gave you a spot.
I think we get on the horses and we ride until we find the front door of the castle and we all go together.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Or walk our horses in.
All right.
Does that feel better to you, little Alyssa?
I mean, it means I won't be alone in the woods with orcs, probably.
That
So
is
yeah,
so true.
I like that plan.
agree. Because obviously the orcs that are outside of this place are idiots and bloodthirsty. Which is true of all orcs everywhere.
This seems like a very general statement about an entire species.
Perhaps they have an iron deficiency.
Maybe we should remember they don't have access to like a larger education, short sentences, not a lot of syllables, no big words, no dipping into other languages.
Okay.
We keep it sweet, keep it safe, keep it secret, keep it sweet and secret.
So,
Yes, keep it simple, stupid.
is this the plan? You guys are going to go to the front door on the horses.
Pretty much,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you all kind of go on the horses to the front door, you hear on top of the tower that the sentries notice you, and that you do hear some sort of like noises that amount to mobilization of some kind within the castle.
Perdita, tell them in Orcish, their lady beckoned us. We have permission.
Perdita nods and she stands up on whichever horse she's on with her feet in the stirrups as tall as she can. And again, her tail flashes upwards behind her and she says, "Your lady called us. We are here." And
Okay.
she says this in Orcish.
Okay. Yeah, and so I think as you approach, you see that the front doors are sort of craned open for you. And you see that several orcs await, sort of in a formation. And they come up right to the door, and in Orcish, Perdita, they point out to you. They sort of like wave you in. They point out to you that not to step here. And they sort of wave you in. And one of the orcs says in Orcish, "Who are you?"
We are from Gravesford.
He said that in Orcish.
I know, I'm giving that to Perdita.
We are from Gravesford.
I see. Then you are the ones the war speakers spoke of.
We are.
And so they sort of come out and begin to gesture at you to get off the horses. And you can see that there is quite the little crowd of orcs here. This guy needs to go back somewhere else. You can see
Okay.
that there's quite the little crowd of orcs here.
I know that Perdita wants to. Does anybody else want to do like an insight check, knowing that we're trying to read up people, that we don't know very well or whatever, but just, how your gut clenches Like, what is Perdita's gut clench? I'd like to do a roll on that of some sort. Did that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can make some insight checks if you want.
Insight. Okay.
That's another nat 20 from Soren.
There you go. See, you were rolling all the bad
where
rolls
were-
earlier.
all
Now
the
you're
bad
getting the good
rolls
rolls,
are-
you know.
The bad rolls are for combat. The good rolls are for role play. That's just the way
That's the
it
way
works.
it goes, baby. Okay. Jeez.
Those are
The
all
14
great.
was for fair.
Pretty solid rolls. Okay. Yeah, so Farron it maybe has a little more trouble reading the orcs, and Silas is a bit mystified here. But everybody else feels like you get the sense these orcs don't like you. They don't like what's happening here. But they are following orders of some kind. They have a sort of, efficiency about them that indicates that like they have received orders to do what it is that they're doing, and even if they don't like it, that they're doing it.
All right.
But
I
you
have a
don't
question.
sense like this is a trap and they're leading us in here to kill us. Because if you sensed that kind of animosity, I think especially the nat 20s, you're like, if they would be excited to lead us in here to kill us. They would fucking love that. That'd be the best fucking day in a month. That'd be a hell of a great thing. But having to lead us in here to like talk and that sucks. I hate that. 0 out of 10. But boss said do it, so she'll kick our ass if we don't, kind of thing. So.
Okay. And is Silas invisible?
Well, if I'm on a horse, I'm not.
There's just a single horse that is unattended.
Where is the
One
horse and the
unattended
rider?
horse.
Where is the blackened hand fleet of foot?
Yeah, I think at the moment it would be weirder if there was just one horse riding on his own with
The
reins
stirrups.
and everything.
The stirrups just floating. Or the reins. Just floating.
just put
That's
Charlie on the back and be like, he's got his own horse.
They
Anyway,
have a skin condition.
yeah. So
Okay.
at the moment, no, Silas is not invisible.
Okay, so they make motions for you to dismount your horses. And the motions are like, they have like spears and axes and they're like, get off the fucking horses kind of thing. Do you
We'll jump
accede?
off.
Yep.
Perdita gets down off her horse slowly and tries to act as though she's not doing it because she feels threatened.
Gotcha.
Horn slides off, and I think places his hand on the horse's nose, and is just stay safe,
Okay.
Saint Verona, the patron saint of charity.
Raz.
And then gives a quick pat.
The orcs would stop you from stepping there. Like if you try to step right there,
Yeah.
an orc is gonna come up and be like, "Ugh." And it's gonna point down. Raz, make a perception check for me.
Right. I mean, they already pointed that out. I just completely forgot.
Okay. That's fine. They basically show you this is a pit trap. You almost just stepped into. Okay, so I think, you can certainly walk around it. I think Alyssa tries to gather the horses. And I think maybe they leave an orc with Alyssa, who sort of gets the horses kind of in order somehow over here. One person managing 7 horses is kind of crazy, but Alyssa is great. We love her, so she can do it.
Take
Thank you,
good
Alyssa.
care of breakfast.
Right. Okay. And then the other orcs just sort of gesture at the rest of you to come inside. And one of them says to Perdita, come, she awaits.
Perdita nods and says nothing and moves forward.
Yeah. And so what is you guys' marching order? How do you can kind of clump up 2 to a file here.
Roz is definitely in front.
Charlie is gone,
Okay.
by the way. So Charlie's he's gone for now.
You did Charlie. All right.
I think Soren would try to be close to the front, probably.
Okay. So I heard Roz is in front.
Soren, do you want to be beside Roz this time?
Sure.
I'll line up with Anna.
I will line up with Farron.
Okay. And of those 2 groups, who's in front?
Perdita and
Um,
Farron.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah,
gonna flip
that's
those
fine.
guys. Okay.
Yeah, so that if you have to do anything amazing, Silas, you have the cover of the rest of us to
Where
do
did
it.
Silas go?
Where did I go? I disappeared.
He disappeared with Charlie. That is the
I-
coward's way out.
Deleted
Silas.
Silas
No.
from this
I,
reality.
I disappeared. I don't.
He
I don't
became
know.
invisible.
There. Is that better? Are you a real boy again?
My lord. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, they lead you in. Let me go find the things I have to describe on your way in. Hang on. Stand by, everyone.
Jesse, there is a question about what race is Charlie. We know he is an owl. What kind of owl is he?
Charlie is a large reddish brown barn owl.
Okay. Okay.
But he
So
changes, so he can be whatever he wants.
you enter the entryway, and the scent of dung and burnt flesh fills your nostrils, sort of wafting down the hall from this big entrance hall. They have opened the doors and lifted the bar, and they close them behind you. In the main room, you can see that sort of the largest chamber in the castle is breezy and moss covered. You can see that carpets have been shredded by animal claws and rotted by water over years and years. But a large bonfire burns in the center of the chamber, smoke pouring out of a hole in the ceiling. You can see 2 white-tusked juggernauts and their dire wolf pets sit around the fire,
We
gnawing
should have
on-
done the hero's feast before we came
gnawing
in here.
on large hunks of venison. The 2 juggernauts, sit and sort of eye you as you walk in. And you can see a number of hallways and doors here. I think they sort of scoot a little bit, giving you and your little cohort here the opportunity. I'm not going to well, I guess I am, so you guys can see. They lead you sort of around these guys, up around the corner here, and they take you to this other door, which they open these large double doors to show you into this big sort of dining room. I'm just going to put you all in the corner here for now. Can everybody see?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they sort of get you probably like right there, and these guys sort of flank you as they lead you into this room. Which I now have to find and describe. I apologize. Okay, yeah, so this is a sort of stately marble dining hall. So there's this massive wooden table in this sort of marble room, but it's old and weathered like everything else. There's a cold hearth in the center of the back of the hall. There are 12 massive chairs situated around the table, although they've all been sort of like chipped and weathered from years and years of disuse. And sitting here in the hall is...
If you pinged it, I didn't see it.
It's
Oh, there. Okay.
this zone over here. Sitting here in the hall, you see sitting at the head of the table an individual. It is a nearly 7-foot tall orc. She is seated at the head of the table. She is wearing a sort of rough spun cloth with a little bit of leather armor. She has a massive 2-handed battle axe sort of sat down, by her chair. She has red eyes and white tusks coming out from her jaw. You can see that she is sort of a 2-toned blue skin and very muscular. And then you also see another orc. This is an orc in somewhat more burnt metal armor. You can see has a burned scar across one side of his face. And and he is sitting at her right hand. Also, you can see a young man sitting at her left hand, practically a child, barely maybe 12, 13 years old. He has sort of sandy blonde hair and brown eyes, and he looks fearful, but sort of stoic, sitting next to Doricor. As well as you see, if I can find the place I need to look for her, you see Pinna is here as well. Also on the left hand, sitting one chair further down from Doricor.
Silas will try to make eye contact with Penna.
Okay.
And if he gets it, he will just kind of look at her and try to express through just his face. It's like, we're here. Taste knows we're here. He can't say anything, but he's just kind of trying to convey that she's going to be okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to say a flat charisma check to see if you can sort of.
Sure. I'm charismatic sometimes.
Cool. Yeah.
Good.
She looks relieved to see you. And as you are led into the room, the orc at the end of the table sort of like boom, smashes the butt of her axe against the ground and says, "I am Bonebreaker Doricor, Blood Chief of the White Tusk. I hold wound. If you are servants of the human Saxton, you will die quickly and painfully."
Roz is going to turn her cheek to expose the scar that Saxton carved into her cheek out of disobedience, and ask. Well, Bonebreaker is speaking in common.
This was in common, and it's simple but fluent. She's not very flowery in common.
Right. Roz will sort of look at Perdita and look back at Bonebreaker, turning the cheek, exposing the scar. "This is the only gift I would ever accept from the foul Lord Saxton and his band of pets. I mean, Silas's. I mean, humans."
She says, "Your words are confusing to me. Are you with him or no?"
We don't like Saxon.
She nods. She says, "I would parley. Do you agree?"
Roz looks at
Agreed.
Perdita.
Perdita looks back at everyone else, and she nods yes and hopes that everyone will do the same.
Yes.
She says, "If you would parley, lay down your arms and sit."
Silas will give up. Yeah, Silas will give up the sword. He slips the wand into the back of his belt.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check for me.
Come on, 18.
Nice.
Okay. Alrighty. Actually, I kind of want to. Okay. Cool. Yeah, no one seems to notice the wand thing. No, or at least no one stops you right at that moment and calls you out about it. What about everybody else? Do you all lay down your various armaments?
Perdita is willing to lay down her armaments, and I don't know if it would be possible, but if it would be, she would want to move towards the seat, whatever seat would be closer to Edmund.
Okay.
And she will be
yeah.
looking.
Go ahead.
She will be looking as she does that to see if he looks at her and if he has any signs of recognition in his eyes.
Yeah. Make a perception check. And yes, you certainly could go. There's more chairs at this table than what is displayed. Excuse me. So just imagine that there's more chairs there. 14. Okay. Let me pull this guy up. Huh? What can he do? Yeah. You see Edmund's eyes widen when he sees you, Perdita. There's definitely recognition there.
All right, Perdita casts her eyes down. She doesn't even nod her head, but she tries to do what she would hope would be a negative movement that he would interpret as we're not going to recognize each other. But all she's got is just to cast her eyes down. But she sits beside Edmund.
Make a... I'm going to say make a... We'll start with the check to see if he can understand what you mean. So make a charisma check, and we'll see if he interprets that correctly.
Okay. I'm not wasting inspiration because I only have one.
Yeah, you're not sure that he quite gets that message. Also make a stealth or sleight of hand check to see if you're able to communicate without being noticed there.
Well, that was a 15.
Okay. Make a perception check.
That's an 18.
Excellent. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. You do not notice anything in particular. You're focused on Edmund at that moment. The rest of you, if you would kindly just sort of array yourself around the table a little bit. Again, there's not as many chairs as there's supposed to be. Folks, we're not going to go to the map. It's not, unless battle pops off in here, it's not going to be important. And if it does, we'll switch over. So don't worry about that.
Oren is going to sit next to this orc. And if he gets while he's walking, I think Soren would like to kind of just do a quick cursory inspection of the room.
Yeah.
Just like any quick access to exits or any kind of like walls that are maybe a little bit degraded that he might be able to bust through something.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
that.
So, you can see that there is another door in this room over here. You don't know what it leads to. And you know that there's another door over there behind Edmund. You don't know what it leads to.
Gotcha.
There aren't any walls or anything that seem busted in here. There's a fireplace, maybe some, if you know, it's not in use. So you don't know if it's usable to climb out of. You know, the cat might be able to climb out of it, but who knows? So.
Sits down and she's like, cozy place. This is nice.
The other orc says in not as good comment as Doricor's. Stone walls are for cattle.
You like the great outdoors? Same here, honestly. You know, it's nice to get some fresh air.
He sort of grunts at you. And these other orcs sort of move to stand guard by the door as the rest of you. Actually, I think they sort of probably... Oh, there's another... I missed another... There's another door right here. And I think the other orcs sort of move to, like, guard these other doors, kind of, a little bit.
Just out of curiosity, do we see what they did with our weapons?
Yeah, I think they probably just piled them in the corner of the room back over here near the most number of orcs. I don't think they, like, take them out of the room and out of sight or anything. I think they just kind of set them over there. And they probably, like, had you guys set them over there. They just, like, led you over to the corner, and one by one you dropped off all your shit and then moved to the table. So,
right.
Zach, yeah, the map's not super important for this part. I know I'm referring to it a little bit, but this is more a role play scene. We'll switch over to the map if people start killing each other, and then it will matter where they are, basically. So, so for those at home who can't see the map, at the southwest corner of the room, they've thrown all the weapons into a big pile. And yeah, so you guys have taken off all your stuff and you have placed your weapons down, Doricor turns to the other two humans in the room, to Pinna and Edmund, and says,
Do not speak out of turn.
to which they sort of like shrink into their chairs a little bit. She says,
I am glad you have come. Lord Saxton kidnapped one of my own men and arranged a meeting in this same way. He gave me gold and a promise if I would kill the Baron of Betagar and his family, so that he could rule. But I am clever. I knew he would betray me. So I spared the life of this runt,
and she points over at Edmund.
in case he stabbed me in the back. Which, of course, he did. Now every bounty hunter in these lands seeks my head. But I know, if I return this boy to human lands, Saxton might fall. However, if I am to give the boy back to you and leave this place, I need something in return. You men are weak, needing laws and paper to rule. That is why you fail. Your towns diminish. Orcs care only for strength. Thus does our tribe increase and our power grow. We can talk. I will talk to you, but words mean nothing without deeds. If you wish this boy, you wish my aid, you must give something to me. Not a promise. Not words. A thing of power. And then I will know that you mean what you say.
Powerful lady, I know a little of the orcs. And Perdita's just kind of sitting there with her paws together, just trying to be as gentle as possible. Were you really convinced to do this dreadful deed for gold? I mean no disrespect. You say he betrayed you, but did you get the gold?
She says,
You are clever. Gold does not move the heart of Bonebreaker Doricor. He promised me something that was taken from my people long ago by these Betagars. Their clan has held it in their stone walls for many, many years. He promised to give it back. But he did not give it back. And so I took the boy.
What did he not give back?
A thing of power. The sanguineous Oriflame. An artifact of Grohl, my god. It is a mighty standard of war. Any orc under that banner. Oh, how the blood sings in their veins.
Can I do a religion check on? Did you say it was Grow?
Grohl. Grole. Grohl.
Yeah, can I do a religion check to see if I've like studied Grohl or anything in my
Sure.
time? Dope. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So, Grohl, is the god of the orcs, also known as Grohl the One-Handed, who was once a lord of Gehenna and a demon lord of hell. Right. And I suppose he would be demon lord, more of the abyss than hell. So it's just sort of her deity is not good, but is a savage battle god, in line with sort of orcish culture and traditions.
Okay, yeah. So Soren just kind of nods. It's like, okay. What would you... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
What would you seek from us? An item of power or something of value to you specifically? Do you have something in mind?
She says,
I have seen false promises, empty words, and filthy lies. I would have you part with something that matters to you, so I know that you mean what you say.
DM, as Perdita is sitting there with her her paw-like hands clasped in front of her, she's been rolling them back and forth like this. Can you tell me if she is successful at what she is trying to do?
Sorry, say that again.
She is sitting here rolling her fingers, her claws kind of back and forth in her hands. She's been doing that the whole time that she's sitting there while she's beside Edmund and close to
Pinna.
No, Bonebreaker, actually.
okay,
and
sorry.
she has been attempting to do something with a ring that is on her finger. Can you tell me how she would determine if she's being successful?
I mean, she's attempting to use it.
I think she's attempting to use it.
Okay. Make an insight check with advantage.
Oh God.
Brutal.
Okay, I'm using my chat inspiration for this one.
Sure. Actually, you'll have to use a luck point. You already have advantage, so inspiration won't help you. But if you use a luck point, you can roll another d20 and
I
pick
will
which
use
one
a
you
luck
want.
point.
Okay.
Can I use all three of them if I need them?
I think you can only use one luck point per roll. I'm not sure. Someone else correct me if that's wrong.
Okay, but that means I hit what was it I was doing?
Hit insight one more time, and we'll say whatever the left roll is.
Oh, that is so much better.
I don't think luck clarifies that you can only do it once per roll. I think you just have the 3 points, and once you use them, you're spent until you get a long rest.
The nat 20 will work.
Once is enough.
Once was enough. Okay, with the nat 20. Yeah, so Perdita, you know a little bit about orcs. You sense a couple of things in this scenario. You can tell the orcs in the room are extremely, extremely suspicious of even the concept of talking to you people, right? Every orc in here, pretty much, with the exclusion of Bonebreaker Doricor, would much prefer to whip out an axe and murder all of you. And the only reason that they haven't is because Bonebreaker Doricor has the biggest axe and is the best at murdering and told them not to. Right? So you also can sense that she basically needs to make it look like she outsmarted you guys, kind of. in order to prove to her tribe that it was worth it to do all this rigmarole of shit that she's done, she basically needs to, like, fundamentally prove that she got a better deal out of you than she would have by just, like, killing you, right? So not only does she have to sort of, like, get what she wants, but like, you guys have to, like, look bad a little bit in front of the orcs.
Okay. So Bertita, and she knows it's going to surprise her fellow adventurers, but Perdita stands up and she moves her chair back and steps around to where she's actually, she doesn't encroach on Bonebreaker Doracor's space, okay? Like, she doesn't do anything that the guards would be threatened. And she moves almost with the lowered head and very, easily around the edge of the table to where she's kind of at the top of the table. And now she's like to the side of Bonebreaker Doracor. And she goes down on one knee, okay? And she looks up at Bonebreaker Doracor and she says, "Powerful lady, I served with the Bertigar family for many years. I am so heartsick and angry at what happened to them. But I understand that you have been evilly betrayed. You made an arrangement of honor, and it was not treated fairly by Lord Saxton." And she spits on the ground. "You and I want the same thing, which is the demise of Lord Saxton. I do not know if any of my fellows have anything that we could offer you, but I have something." And as she takes it off her finger, I'm thinking perhaps Edmund sees it and he knows what it is. And she very carefully, it's a ring, and she very carefully puts it on the table, not again encroaching on Bonebreaker's space, but where she can reach it if she wants. And she says, "This ring belonged to the love of my life, Elster Bedegar, and he wore it. He told me it was a ring of truth-telling. He did not give it to me. I pulled it from what was left of his finger. It is a treasure of my life. But I will give it to you to show that we are sincere and that what we want is the safety of this boy and the safety of this girl, and to leave this place honorably and somehow alive. But I will promise you in the bestowing of this ring that if you will help us, we will bring him to you, or we will let you have him, whichever you prefer." And she ducks her head.
What language do you say that in? Common or Orcish?
I say it in Orcish,
So
that I am sure that the orcs in the room hear how I speak to her.
yeah, she smiles and says, also in Orcish, "Ah, you speak an honorable tongue." She says, "Take the boy, take the girl,
Take this. Palace of prisons, if you will. Walls are for storing cattle and pigs. I have no need for such things. You can have it. But Saxton must be slain. He is too treacherous to lead men and too weak to survive. If you agree to this, the White Tusk clan will return to the hills in the north and trouble you no more. I do not give gifts lightly to your kind, but we have a common enemy, Saxton and his vermin. She sets a horn on the table as she takes the ring. It is a hollowed ram's horn from her belt. You blow this horn. My clan will answer so long as we can hear it.
Is this in Orcish?
Yes, all of that. So when her voice changed, all of that was in Orcish.
So when she sets the horn on the table, Roz is going to take her water skin and pour some in.
In the horn?
Yeah.
Like it's the mead horn. Like, it just pours out the other.
Yeah,
side.
I think Oreg's which side of you is Ralthon? I mean, yeah, I don't think that she's gonna let you do that.
That's fair.
I don't think. I think her and Oreg Steel Twister both just like reach out and cover it.
Okay, you are fine then.
Seeing that attempt to happen, Perdita would look down the table and in common say, "It is fine. Wait." Perdita is then going to lean in closer and in Orcish, again in a very low tone where she's hoping nobody else in the room actually does hear it. She's going to say, "And if one day I bring you your artifact, I would ask for that one back." But she doesn't say it like she expects an answer. She just says it quietly to Bonebreaker. And then she steps back and gets back up to her feet and turns and looks at her friends and says, "It is well. And wait. Give us a moment." Hoping that nobody will jump up or do anything.
Yeah, and I think Bonebreaker Doricor sort of boom hits her axe into the floor again, and this time addresses the orcs in the room and says, I guess she would say this in Orcish. You would understand this, Perdita. She says, "How little faith ye have in your blood chief. Did I not tell you that we could use the words and the tricks of these wall dwellers against them? And yet you bristle, and you complain, and in the secret corners of this keep, you speak against me. But I was right, and you are fools. You see now why you must obey my orders." She sort of hits the thing again and says, "Make ready to depart at once." And she stands up and says to the rest of you, "Take your prisoners. Take this keep. You may have them. We take our leave." And she and the orcs sort of begin to depart. They set about, you see several of the orcs pass through the door to the east, and you can kind of see in there, as they open the door, that there's like a bunch of sort of bed chambers in there that they'd been sleeping in, and they begin to gather some of their belongings, and they all sort of just like stand up and start packing up,
and they basically look like they're getting ready to leave. They don't really pay you much mind as long as you guys don't like get up and attack them or anything.
Perdita will say, as soon as she can, she will say, it worked out all right. This person was in a terrible position. She had been betrayed by Lord Saxon. If she did not do something that made her look good in front of her tribe, she was going to suffer the same fate that we were. So she wanted a thing, and I gave it to her. It was precious to me. I took it from Elster. It is a ring of truth-telling, but I was able to manipulate it enough to know that she is telling you the truth, and I will tell you that she will help us if we have to meet Lord Saxton or Lord Peloton. That is what this horn is for. It is for calling, not drinking. I will tell you all the details. Just try to be calm. It is turning out like we wanted.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just thinking Perdita's going to sink into a chair, almost like going to pass out.
I think Soren looks over at Oreg before he gets up and is like, "Stay safe. It was very nice to meet you."
I think Oreg looks at Soren and says, "Not really."
Soren gives a genuinely kind smile.
With his beak.
Yeah, his beak just kind of like opens. You can see the bird teeth on the inside. It's full human teeth on the inside, actually.
There you go. So there's the fan art we need. Soren with full human teeth, guys. Ready, set, go.
Soren with an owl man with full human teeth.
Okay.
Silas is gonna walk over and try to sit next to Penna for a minute and just say, "Hey, you okay?"
Yeah.
All right. It looks like they're leaving. What do you know of this one? And he kind of points to Edmund.
Oh, well, that's, I think he's the youngest son of the former Baron of Bedegar.
Yeah. Did they rough him up? Does he seem okay?
Well, I was only here for like a day, but it seems that he and the chieftainess would like spar on the daily. For some reason, I don't know why.
Spar?
Yeah, like she was like training him to fight like an orc, kinda.
It's impressive he's still alive.
I mean, I think she took it easy on him, probably, right?
Yeah, but she looks pretty tough. Okay. Do you have your spell book?
Yeah, but I don't have my focus or any of my components, so.
Okay. Alyssa is with us.
Oh. She looks around the room and doesn't see her and sort of cocks her head.
She's outside with the horses, but she's with us. Talk to her. She's got your focus. It seems like we got you out of this, so.
She says, thank you.
Is now a bad time to talk about a discount? Never mind. Well,
she sort of smacks you on the arm. Is there anything else? We're coming up on the last couple minutes here. Is there any other scenes anyone wants to do right quick before we call the session?
Roz, if all the orcs are leaving, Roz would like to approach one of the massive juggernaut orcs and to hand them a jar of her piss and to ask Perdita to translate for his health.
In Orcish, Perdita says, he's trying to give you a gift. It is a jar of his piss.
Yeah, Roz is a she, but the orc turns into Perdita and says,
Is this, mean, do y'all like this, or?
Um, he likes it a lot, and if you
She-
wanted to show
she-
your appreciation, you would take a moment right here and pee on him.
Her.
Her.
Make a deception check. Can't imagine these guys have a good wisdom modifier, so I have a feeling I don't need the handouts. I need the.
Okay, I'll use my chat inspiration on that.
Okay. What was that? That was the third. Okay.
What was I? I was doing deception. Okay, let's try this. Okay.
Yeah. All right. He rolls a 7, so he sort of shrugs and pulls his loincloth to the side and starts peeing on Ross.
Because that's how they say thank you for a glorious gift in Orcish.
I don't believe you.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what he said.
She.
God, I'm looking at you, Beast. I can't help it.
I'll shave next time.
Okay.
Roz said that she doesn't believe Perdita, but Roz has finished her interaction with the orc.
Okay. All right.
You know, some would say that manipulation and subterfuge is the first sign of civilized people. So, seems like they're getting the hang of this.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we will hold off on the reunion with Edmund until next time. You all are now in the castle with no orcs, and you've got there may be places to explore. There may be treasure here. We'll deal with that in the future. Also, folks, we are moving into a part of the adventure where we're going to start introducing some of the actual Strongholds and Followers mechanics into the business. Some of that will depend a little bit on the negotiations with Edward that will come next time as that reunion happens. But if anyone in the cast would like to, now would be a good time to start sort of just refreshing yourself a little bit on what those mechanics are. And just to sort of give folks a heads up, once we finish this sort of, I'm just going to like lay the roadmap out here, which is not a thing I normally do in adventures, but there's some mechanics that need to be worked out here. Once we finish the sort of castle exploration started point of things, which will happen, might take an episode or two. I don't know how long that'll take, but there's going to be a period of downtime where you guys are going to prepare for, basically defending the keep. I'm not going to hide that that's going to happen. You will have to defend this castle militarily from stuff that happens. We'll talk about that when we get there, but, in order to sort of prep you guys for those rules and how they work, we're going to do at some point either a whole episode or part of an episode where we take and kind of lay out what are these warfare mechanics, how do they work. I'm going to use all the warfare mechanics from Kingdoms and Warfare. So if you're reading Strongholds and Followers, you will see there are some warfare mechanics in there. They're sort of the basic old version. The Kingdoms and Warfare book has updated rules. Those are the ones that we're going to use for all of our warfare in this. So those of you guys who are sort of more mechanics inclined can take a look at that stuff, so you can sort of familiarize yourself. And we will have kind of a tutorial that we'll do, which will not have really any bearing on you guys as part of the adventure, where you'll take control of some folks going through another warfare scenario elsewhere in the world, just to kind of show you how those things work in a situation where it's not crucial that you fully understand them yet, right? To kind of get your feet wet with it. And then start looking at, if you don't mind, the different types of strongholds and the different types of like bonuses and stuff, and thinking about who amongst you would make good candidates for those kinds of things. And we will probably also spend some time on stream just literally talking about those mechanics. But it would be helpful if some folks were like a little bit familiar with those before we do that. So that there is that to look forward to. And we will be back. As far as I know, our scheduled time is going to be June the 3rd. As far as I know, we don't have any reason to believe that that won't be the case. And so I'm going to do our usual sign off here. So if you would please remind everybody who you played tonight, who you are as a human being, and where they can find you on the internet, should you be findable on said internet. Let's start with Bonus Mom.
Honest Mom is muted.
Oh, also, folks, if someone wouldn't mind to help me try to find somebody to raid, that would be delightful.
Hi, I'm Bonus Mom, and I was playing Perdita tonight, and I never dreamed I would get this opportunity to avoid a massive killing. But anyway, you can find me on TikTok mostly, I guess, now, and I hang out in the Ages of Ainor Discord, and you can find me here every Friday night on Twitch. And if not now, on when we upload it to YouTube. And thank you all so much for every wonderful thing you've done and said for me, to me, about me.
Excellent. Wonderful. Jacob.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jacob. I don't have anything to plug. You can occasionally see me on some of Pixel's streams, but more often than not, you'll see me right here on Ages of Ainor. Really happy to be here. I play Soren Fairtalon as a reminder, and I'm so excited for next session.
Excellent. Mackenzie.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I play Farron Naraf. I don't have anything to plug. I did take a little bit of time. I do believe I am a real person, just to clarify from earlier. But have a good night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay. Excellent. Beast.
Hey, folks, I'm Beast. I played Raz Hiskers, the Tabaxi Valor Bard. You can find me in the Ages of Ainor Discord. You can't find me anywhere else because I'm not real, but you can see me in a couple of weeks on stream here. Bye.
Wonderful. And Jesse.
Hey, I'm Jesse. I played Silas, the person. And as always, just a treat to be here. Naruto Abridged, episode 13 from Spectro Sofa should be out very, very soon. If you want to see it early, you can hop on our Patreon or become a channel member and all of that stuff. I'll have more in a video. I won't bore you here. However, thanks again for having me, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Excellent. And Taylor.
Hey everybody, I'm Taylor. I play Anna. I had a great time tonight with everybody. It was so fun chatting with everybody as well. I don't really have anything to plug, but I might be making a YouTube channel soon. For any Pokemon fans out there, whatnot. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we'll see. So maybe.
Excellent. Okay, great. Well, I am Pixel. I DM here at Ages of Ainor. I DM this game on these Friday nights, and in 2 weeks we'll DM it again. And then on the opposite Friday nights, I DM The Curse of Strahd with my good buddy Vincent Page and some other lovely folks. Bonus Mom is in that campaign as well. Thanks to all the new faces. I think we have a lot of new folks that popped in tonight from the Bonus Mom and the Yeet Fleet and all the folks. We are very excited to see you all here. Much appreciated. You also can find me on the Facebook Gaming at facebook.com/hammerandpixel, where I stream lots of video games, and we talk about philosophy and economics and politics and all of the sort of literary criticism of games as an art form, as well as I play games and I make funny noises and die a lot and stuff. We've played some Elden Ring, we've played some Little Witch in the Woods, we've played some Sea of Thieves, we played some Final Fantasy, a little bit all over the place. Maybe doing some Dark Souls again in the future. Lots of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. I am still trying to find somebody to raid. I would love to raid maybe like a smaller streamer. 21 folks for us is a lot of people to get to raid with. So I know somebody suggested the Welcome In. They've got a lot of folks. Did anyone see someone who's like a smaller streamer we might be able to?
My friend Gabe is streaming. He under the pseudonym Roxas Oath. He's a cool guy. He's playing Rocket League right now. So if you guys want to do that, but
yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's take a look here. Let me just yeet over to his stream. Raiding a friend is always dope here at the at the Ages of Ainor. Super happy to do that. Please do stick around. Again, I normally don't get to raid with this many folks, so I'm very excited for that. So please stick around. Please give them the Ages of Ainor raid. And those of you who are subbed, let's give them some emotes in chat if we can. It's just sort of, hit them with one of those. If that's all cool, we will drop you guys off over there. Say hi to Roxas, Jesse's friend. And let me grab his thing so I can actually do the raid. Raid channel. Bloop. There he is. Okay, guys. So I'm actually gonna forgo the song at the end of the thing today. I'm just gonna cut to the outro screen so that I can edit the episode together later. But please go say hi to Roxas, send him all the Ages of Ainor love. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And as always, I'm gonna leave you with my usual. Thanks for hanging out for the silly thing we do on Friday nights. It honestly means absolutely more than we can say that folks are interested in our shenanigans. As always, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook, as well as in our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a part of our little circle of folks who love TTRPGs and D&D, the Discord has been blowing up lately thanks to Bonus Mom's TikTok. And if any of you are here and you have not joined that Discord, feel free to jump in. We are welcoming new folks, and we try to have one-shot games and things like that that you can participate in. And finally, I just want to leave you with a little request from me to you. Until the next time that I see you, please do me a favor and be a little bit kinder to yourself than you think you deserve, because I promise it is not even close to being more the kindness than you actually deserve. So thank you, friends. Have a good night. We're going to go raid Roxas, and I will catch you all next time.
Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored, what was lost now shall be found. The price of